We're live.
Boop, boop, boop.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. If you're somehow magically here right away, if you've got those bell notifications on, thank you. That rocks.
Shout out to everybody with the bell notification. Those
Honestly,
are the real ones.
Those are the realest of the real.
Because they get notified every
Oh, I see you
once
already
in a
posted
while.
on Facebook. We're going live.
Oh, dude, of
Nice.
course. Flexing the live stream. Letting people know. We're
we
finna
will
go
be
live.
here.
We're here. Oh, yeah. Well, I was worried about the quality. It looks pretty good. So
good,
we have a
cool.
different, we're doing our Dial H, weekly.
Well, let's let them feed in
Hangout.
before we.
Oh, for sure. We don't want to do too much. You're right. Man, I'm just gonna crack the little 9 p.m. ghost.
I'm just gonna put
Friday night, just got paid, yo. How many Naruto headbands do you think McConnell is gonna buy with his current latest paycheck?
Ooh, if you don't already have Garas,
All of them?
Don't already have Garas, that's at least one. I mean, I feel like you got to get a Leaf Village one, but of course you have that one, right? You have to have.
He doesn't
that
have
one.
Leaf Village.
Yeah, it's embarrassing, bro.
Dude, I don't believe it. Believe it.
Does what's the one that Sasuke's brother wears? Itachi.
I got no clue.
That guy.
I was just.
You want to talk about like edgelords and in anime? That guy's like the king.
Okay, Mikey has Nejis, Nejis, Nejis. Is that a?
I don't know him.
I don't know him.
I'm not. Admittedly, like.
Wow,
Naruto
8 people.
For me,
That's pretty good.
Naruto for me was it was on like Cartoon Network or Toonami. Yep. So after school, me and my buddies would go and watch it.
Okay.
I remember one day they did like a 12-hour marathon and we just watched like all of it.
That sounds pretty tight.
It was actually pretty sick.
I feel like
the first season is amazing.
Okay.
Zabu Zabi and like the main villain, the guy with the huge sword and like makes like the water dragon.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. And then I think where all that ended was like with what?
McConnell has none of them.
None of them?
McConnell has no headbands.
Brother.
Bro's not doing jitsu of no kind.
No jitsus?
That means McConnell, then you just got paid, which means you have to buy at least, did you say Leaf Village?
Yeah.
You at least need to get Leaf Village.
None of them?
Hey, Emily, what's up?
What's up, Emily?
We're going live again. Not, no Heroclix gameplay, just chilling, chatting.
Yeah.
Hanging out. We're doing some general Heroclix chatter.
Some new stuff. We've got a lot
and some other things to talk about.
See, we've got, the rings we pulled, some of the more fun, like JSA, Green Lantern stuff, whatever weird stuff Calder's into. No, I'm kidding. This stuff is all cool. The Green Lantern, Lobo, John Stewart. He's like, okay. The Batcave.
The Batcave got here.
We will do a more in-depth video on this. Probably film that one tomorrow, guys. But just look. We're going to pull out a really tiny guy to make it look even bigger. Look at the size of this giant penny. If you guys haven't seen the dials for that yet, there's been a few other channels who have posted about it. We know of a few other people who've received it who will also be doing videos. But of course, as a Bat fan, I have to go a little in-depth as well and maybe share some of my opinions on Batman, some of my favorites.
I love this first cowl and how like thick the glass is.
Yeah.
Because I remember the old cowl, how it like broke all the time.
Oh, it looked like a little Lego piece.
Yeah.
It really did.
And like this one is just so high quality. It's so nice looking.
Super, super cool. But as a spoiler, if you guys haven't seen anything, let's probably talk about it a bit on the stream tonight. This Alfred is insane. This is like probably the best Alfred they've ever made. And that honestly is saying something.
It is.
The bystander was crazy. And then another thing.
Give me the cards really quick.
Yeah, of course.
Dennis is asking for like the collector's number of some of these things.
Sure. Oh, of course. Yeah, I saw you made that comment, man. I meant to go back.
I'm sure somebody. Let me just filter through.
Do that.
Heck yeah. Esnacapt 11. I'm just gonna call you. I don't know. You got a crazy name, bro. But heck yeah, dude. I love the guy Gardner Chase. Like I said on there,
so sick.
I'm so bummed we didn't pull a single red or Star Sapphire construct. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let my venue is just gonna, whether they like it or not, I'm pulling up to Golden Age with Guy Gardner. If we're playing any Golden Age events from now until the set comes out, I'm playing him. Like I literally just can't wait to play him, dude. I think he rules. Double chainsaws, double cowboy boots in Golden is so fun. And then obviously I think we made the joke. Ian made the thing. Two chains.
Yeah.
Guy Gardner is gonna rock. So
honestly,
let me grab
of everything on this table, and this seems absurd, Calder.
Okay.
I think the thing I'm most excited to play is this uncommon specter.
I thought you were going to say the Gambit, honestly.
Ganthet's got me cooking.
Ganthet, bro.
Ganthet's got me cooking. You guys know we loved the chainsaw drop-off teams. This guy hands out Green Lantern team ability. Is also a ring bearer. Is also just a 9 sidestep with Green Lantern team ability. He's going to enable some crazy, crazy alpha strikes, I think. I know he's 45 points, which is a bit high, but he's also a prob. You can give him the blue ring from Empower. I think Ganthet is like super legit for pulp, no question. Handing out Green Lantern teams, definitely worth it. Prob's also nice. But for Modern, I am going to try to build with him, I think, quite a bit. But yeah, Kilowog, I think, will he have the chops to be like a competitive monster? Probably not, but this is another figure that I'm definitely going to be slapping on the table. There's no question about that. And then obviously the JSA stuff, though, as it stands, unless I were to pull from, my deeper bag of JSA stuff, I'm going to wait for, I think, more of the set to come out. I really want to see what that Flash does. I want to see more of the JSA sub-theme before I really commit to building there. Although, there's already some great pieces in there. Like the TK Prob on Spectre for 30. Our Man who's putting in work at 60 or 30. The Sandman who can attack through his smoke and in-cap and is also a prob piece, some poison. Like, that's just like everything I like. And then, of course, he's no Joker's Wild Alan Scott, but the lower line on this Alan Scott's pretty fantastic with some sidestep, pulse wave, perplex. And then, of course, they all have their simpler times. Swapping defense values. I'm getting a finger. What's going on? What's
Oh,
this
no.
about?
I was just typing here. I saw that Michael asked 2 questions just for my own clarification. And then I haven't seen his questions. And he said, as a Blue Lantern fan, I'm happy with some of the representation we got. I'm stoked.
We did not pull a ton of Blue Lantern stuff.
No, we didn't. I noticed that too. And I noticed
Hal Jordan here.
in my okay, that is one we pull. Okay. I was trying to go, I was going crazy because in my lantern display in the other
technically
room,
Ganthet.
yeah, but he doesn't look super blue. That's my problem with him is like there's a lot of green in the set, which is cool. The Green Lantern Corps, they're the main Lantern Corps. Please, by all means, fill them out.
Blue chain.
Little blue chain.
Blue chains.
I'm just
Saeed.
getting these for you
Saeed's a
here.
Blue Lantern, isn't he?
Saeed, I believe he is, but in the way that like
Yeah, I know.
they're
what you
Green
mean.
Lantern, right? Like they're on the team, I
Yeah.
guess, but
Yeah, digging through. I know we got the Sister Cersei legacy card, or not Sister Cersei. What's her name?
it's Sister Cersei, isn't it?
Sister Cersei. Yeah, isn't? Oh, Cersei is the Wonder Woman villain. Who
Yeah,
like,
just Cersei, and it's spelled
hates
differently.
men. Yeah.
Can't stand them, dude.
The power batteries, I think, are definitely going to be a point of discussion tonight as well, guys. There's no question about that. I just want to highlight, too, that in this brick, yes, there are 22 legacy cards in the set. We were fortunate enough with the brick topper to pull out 7 of them.
That
So,
rocked.
well, 22 legacies plus however many batteries. What? Roy G. Biv. Red,
Yep.
orange, green, blue.
Plus black, white.
Plus black, white.
Yep.
So 31 then? 7 colors in the rainbow plus 2? Red, orange, green, blue.
Yeah,
Yellow,
so 9,
yellow.
so 31. 31 legacy
31
cards.
legacy cards. We get 7 of them. That's almost a fourth of them in a brick. So in a case, you can probably expect to get about half of them. And the thing is with them being in boosters, obviously there will be the really sought after ones. Like I have no doubt that the power battery cards are going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But I think they will be less so just because of how much you're going to get in a brick as opposed to just the brick toppers.
I'm curious, so, and we kind of chatted about this as well. The rings are coming back. So Michael finally got his questions in here, which is fair enough that they were typed up. So he asked, just for my own clarification, old BT rings are legal, but only when the set releases. That would be correct.
Yes.
Like they're going to be legal with this set. So they're not legal right now. There's also, and you can just check the win. Eventually there's going to be an official, I imagine, win ruling posting about what the modern age elements that are legal. It should be updated on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he asked, second question, are the old constructs going to be legal? No.
No, they are.
We heard no word whatsoever about the old constructs being legal, and I doubt that they would be. So,
Another question, no Sorrow Lantern, SMH. Nah. I'm not familiar with the Sorrow Lantern.
I don't know the Sorrow Lanterns either. I know there's a ton of different
There's
lantern
gold
cores.
lanterns too
Yeah.
as well. You never know, maybe there'll be something there. We haven't seen any black constructs yet. Well, they don't make black
Fun
constructs.
fact, yeah. So Black Lanterns don't make constructs. They just come back to life.
Do you guys think we're getting
Like,
a black ring?
No. It would be new.
So if they do, well, here's the thing.
Because they never made a
If they
black or
do
white
a
ring
black
before.
and white battery, the black and white.
Well, I guess I'm assuming there's going to be a black and white battery.
Yeah.
So it could
if
only
they
be.
were to do one, then there would have to be a ring.
There would have to, yeah.
So, assuming there's a battery, that would also mean that they're like, well, I guess doesn't have to be, but it makes sense because every other battery has ring components. They're not equipped; they're attached.
They're assigned, attached.
Yeah.
The ring is assigned to the battery and
Just
attached
like this.
to the battery.
If there is a black power battery, I think 100% there's going to be a black ring.
Yes. So Dennis, they had black and white constructs, but like in the comics, Black Lanterns don't make constructs.
No, they reanimate people.
They bring people back to life.
They don't. They do this. They
make zombies. Gross little zombie people. So like, yes, in the past, did
Black
they get?
Hand like sticks his hand in the ground, and then the energy like resurrects him.
They did make black constructs, but I imagine that was purely because every other battery got batteries and constructs and stuff, and they just didn't want to balance it out at the time. This game's not always comic accurate, so maybe they will make black constructs, but straight up in the comics, Black Lanterns don't make constructs. They just don't do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Red Lanterns also like barely make constructs. They still make constructs, but
they make constructs. They're just not.
In a more limited
They're
sense.
too mad, I think. They make just a lot of big slashy things and stuff like that.
So less so than like I'm gonna make this big asteroid and hit you with it. It's like I've got like a knife.
But
and
yeah,
I'm stabbing
basically,
you with
you
it,
know,
yeah.
when you're a Red Lantern, you're not all that creative,
shank.
I guess. You know, they're too mad to be doing
to be
anything.
creative.
Yeah, now that you say that, I'm trying to think like, what's a construct I've seen Atrocitus make, and like I can't think of.
He always just has like kind of the blood.
He's got the blood gushing from like his eyes and his mouth and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, that's actually kind of a good point. Like, obviously, the most iconic red construct is like Guy Gardner's red chainsaw. Like, easily the most iconic red construct.
It's 10 rings, bat, chain, soundbox, and sword, each with 9 colors. Yes, they have more white. They have black. Still waiting for Larfleet. Dude, me too. I mean, we have Lex.
I love that little globby dude. The
Yeah.
construct recruit, the Orange Lantern recruit. I think he rocks.
And if we get a chase of every color, which at this point we've seen a Yellow Lantern Batman, a dual
Yep.
guy. We've seen that Hal Jordan, who is at a very minimum a super rare.
Has to be.
Has to with that
That's
sculpt.
an insane sculpt.
But I'm leaning more towards that as probably a chase. So I think it's a safe bet with Orange Lex appearing in a rare. Larfleeze is probably filling that orange slot.
That makes sense.
I don't know who else is going to do that. For blue, though, I suppose we get a green.
Dude,
blue.
I want Brother Worth, dude. That guy would rock. So I assume, chases are typically on the back.
There you
so
go.
I assume
yeah, that's a chase.
I think this White Lantern
That's
suit,
gotta be
he's
good.
got to be a chase, right?
That's got to be. That's such a good sculpt.
Was there a figure on the top? No, there's no figure on the top.
Certified hater of Superman. That's a great
Oh, yeah.
sculpt.
I hate Superman. Superman's an awful character. The cape flowing is sick looking, though.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Who else was there?
So blue,
Yeah.
I think, is a question mark. You know, they could do Flash again. Gosh, who would it be?
Brother, dude, big old elephant, Brother Worth, dude. I'm
Bro,
telling you,
he's
that guy would rock.
But he's not really like a main. Who is like the main?
St. Walker
blue
is the
guy?
main blue guy. St.
Okay, so
Walker is
St.
the
Walker
first blue
could be
lantern.
St.
St.
Walker
Walker would
as
be the
well.
main blue guy.
So that leaves us, and then black. If they're doing black, Black Hand.
Obviously, shout out William Hand for all the Williams in chat.
So White Lantern Superman. Maybe there's also like a Black Lantern Batman. A black. Well, no, it's probably not.
There's
Batman,
already a Black and White Lantern Batman in like
That's true.
right in the
So never
uncommons.
mind. Maybe it's like Black. No, it's not Black Lantern Hal because he's also Black Lantern.
He's
Kyle.
right here. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Okay, so Black Hand.
I want
Probably.
probably Black Hand. Who's the biggest
Process
name
of
Black
elimination.
Lantern? I mean, dude, like a new
Necron.
yeah,
They could do a
Necron.
chase
That would
Necron
be him.
again, which
Because they
I don't
already
think
did. They already
anyone's
did
mad
like
about.
Black Lantern, like Superman, Green Lantern, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, remaking Batman. Like they've already done those really well with Notorious. So now it's like
are they going to revisit
Green
that?
Arrow.
Green Arrow.
I guess they already made a Black. Yeah, I guess they already did make Green Arrow.
Wonder Woman. I think
Yeah.
that's all of them. I have about half of them on that shelf over there, and they are really cool.
Chilling, hanging out over there.
Yeah, it probably so black would probably be Necron or Black Hand. White is, I mean, that Superman is a chase.
It has
It's
to be.
just- That's too nice looking. So yeah. Anyway, going
There's
back to the
just
original
not that
question
many,
that spawned this,
like, yeah.
Larfleeze. We're holding out for
Oh, yeah.
Larfleeze. We're so ready.
I mean,
for
really,
Larfleeze.
He's got to be.
He's
I
gotta
feel
be
he's
so
got to be the
sick, dude.
chase for the Orange Lantern Corps because
Yeah.
Lex is the most notable other Orange Lantern besides maybe Hal, I guess. And
At the
Hal is
same
going to be a
time, though,
common or something.
we
Common
do
or uncommon.
have Mogo noted.
Oh yeah, Mogo has to be a chase, right?
Yeah, his
He has to be.
his
He's
set
in the
number was like
booster.
high enough to
Yeah.
where it was like
Oh yeah, in
it was
this
like
in the
050 in the
GTM, the game
magazine.
trade. Yeah.
So
I
that
think it's
might be
just-
like the one for Green Lanterns. There might be something similar for like black or white
Yeah.
or really any color. I don't know what other planets have been various lanterns.
All I know is Mogo. He's like the Green Lantern planet, and like that's the
Yeah.
coolest thing about him is that he's an entire planet that's a Green Lantern, which is sick,
That is
obviously.
cool. I don't
There's
know.
like the Red Lantern planet, I guess, but it's not like a character.
not a living
It's not a
planet.
living planet. It's just like that's just where they chill. That's just home base, right?
Either way, Larfleeze, yeah, no question. The main thing
Brother
though,
him, yeah. Oh, Razor. I would like to see a dual
oh, from the animated
red and
show?
blue Razor. Yeah. So apparently, I only know him from the animated show. He apparently has made his way into some comics, and then he's in like the 3rd season of Young Justice, apparently too, which is cool.
I did see a post about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So I
Young
would love to
Justice kind
see-
of lost me.
Dude, those first 2 seasons so good.
Oh, they're so
So
good.
good.
Got about halfway through the 3rd season.
I never started watching the 3rd because the 3rd was like the re-release, right? Where it's like, yeah,
It was like
Cartoon
a 6-year
Network
break.
canceled it early or whatever, and then fans clamored for it. And this was like the DC streaming service made this one.
It's on
This-
HBO.
It's HBO, so yeah, like
Yeah.
but like when there was that DC streaming service for a time or whatever, right?
I don't remember.
Oh,
that.
you don't remember that? It was like
No.
it had like all DC shows and like it was like basically Marvel Unlimited to it at DC Comics on there. Anyways,
Interesting.
I thought that was like a thing. That's what they made like the Swamp Thing show.
DC has
and
so many
Titans for.
failed.
Oh
No,
yeah,
Swamp Thing was on Apple, wasn't it? Wasn't it on?
was he?
Yeah, that was an Apple TV
Oh, okay.
show.
I thought Titans for sure was like on that DC streaming service at the start of it. I thought Doom Patrol was too. Like all those like weird little
Doom
DC
Patrol
show
is
products.
That's a
Uh,
CW show.
No, it's not.
Isn't Titans CW?
No.
They all
Titans
feel
and-
the same.
they're
They all
not-
feel like soap operas.
That's because their superhero costume is guy in jacket still.
It's not even that. It's like the plot of the show is like, hey, this is going to be less about me being a hero and more about how like I'm sad.
Yeah, what about our interpersonal drama and relationships?
And
How's
that-
about that?
we're gonna
Maybe
come to
we'll
a
punch some
conclusion at
bad
the end.
guys.
And then we're going to reset all of it at the next episode. And then we're going to do that again. And then we're going to reset.
Pretty much.
I hate you guys. We can't work together. I love you guys. We're the best. I hate you guys. We can't work
Dude,
together. Just
Doom
for
Patrol,
like
every episode is
50
just like
episodes. Oh.
Robot Man being, but Crazy Jane, I'm kind of like a father figure to you, right?
No.
Don't you want to? No, you don't get me. You don't understand me. You were mean to me earlier. Then by the end of the episode, it's like, you do get me, Robot Man.
Wow.
And then the start of the episode is like, get out of my room, Robot Man. And it's like, why? Why are we doing this? It's like a sitcom where like nothing ever changes.
And I liked the first season of Doom Patrol. I won't lie.
Oh, I enjoyed it, but it's just like,
But then the second season, I was like,
yeah.
okay.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Never really liked the Flash though. Sue me.
Oh, dude. So like the Flash. So my rule.
That show should be called Barry.
Yeah, it should be. It should be.
It should be called Barry.
Ironically, there's a better show called Barry.
Called Barry.
That's
that
actually
you
really
should
good.
Watch.
Definitely.
Bill Hader. Excellent show.
Really good. But the Flash. So like my philosophy for watching a TV show is every time someone recommends me a show, I watch one episode. And if it doesn't grab me in the pilot, like as if I'm a streaming studio,
God.
that's my philosophy.
No, I
right?
know. I know how this story.
Oh, you know how it
ends.
goes. So every time someone recommends me again, I watch another episode. I got through the first 14 episodes of The Flash, and I just never wanted to watch anymore. The Flash is bad.
I mean, he's a really hard character to write because he can do anything.
I feel like Super Speed is difficult to write.
There's a
It's a
scene-
difficult narrative.
Guys on motorcycle rob a truck and they drive off and they literally push him over and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
screw you, Flash. And then they drive away and he's on the ground like, dude, stand up,
Yeah.
run, do the thing
When,
that
like-
you do, like,
Well, like,
please.
when Pied Piper was getting the up on him, I'm like, I get this guy is a Flash villain, but come on.
Yeah.
This dude,
There's
this
so
dude
many-
controls rats with a flute.
If you guys are also in the camp of like, I don't know about Flash, or you don't like that show, there's a YouTube channel called Madvocate, M-A-D,
Okay.
so Advocate with an M, and he hates this show with every fiber of his
Okay,
being.
I like that. I like
and he
that.
dissects it over and over and over, and it is so entertaining to watch. I mean, if you're
Maybe
into
that's
that
a
kind of
bit
stuff.
far. I think
It's not that far. He just
No?
points out all these
Okay.
inconsistencies in the show where it's like, why didn't he just do this?
Sure.
And it's
When
always
he's
like,
done it before.
why did he not do that? Yeah, he's like, he's done this in the show. He's like, he's proven that all
Oh.
these things are possible. And then when he's met with this problem, it's like, oh, but I can't do that anymore. Again, Flash is really hard to write for. And the CW, I just don't think is the network
I
to
don't think so.
provide a compelling Flash story.
The one CW show that actually hooked me for a long time was Legends of Tomorrow.
That was a pretty good show.
I really enjoyed it right up until, I don't know if it was season 3 or 4, and I was like, Then I'm like, I'm done.
I watched,
but I liked
it.
I
think I watched the first season of that.
You know, like Captain Cold and Heatwave as like anti-hero villains on this trip were cool. Rip Hunter was like really cool.
Dude, that's...
Rip Hunter rocked.
Yeah. I didn't know who he was when he came out in
it.
Crisis. Then I saw him on that
Oh,
show. I was
dude.
like, hey, that was that guy I pulled when I was like
Right?
12.
You're like, who is
Cool.
The episode with like Jonah Hex is really cool.
Sure.
Like they had all sorts of neat episodes. Like I really liked Legend of Tomorrow.
Jonah Hex is a great feature character.
Oh, every time he pops up in anything, like in JLU when they went back and you're like, oh, this is a Jonah Hex episode. Fire.
Yeah.
You know, Batman Brave and the Bold. Anytime Jonah Hex is brought up, you're like,
he was in the Return of
it's gonna
Bruce
be a banger.
Wayne.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because there's Cowboy
and
Batman.
The Vigilante. Yeah.
That rocks.
And that was really cool.
Yeah, just anytime Jonah Hex is in something, you're just like, this is just gonna be baller. Ironically, except the Jonah Hex movie, but that's not Jonah Hex. Just not.
The entity for the UV core is a planet. Interesting. We do
the ultraviolet core. Yeah, man.
Wherever it was.
I got a couple of boxes here.
Can I see one of those boxes, sir? Thank you. On the side, very much so. This is such a dark purple. There is a UV Sinestro.
Is that UV? Is that not just indigo?
He'd have the staff.
Oh, you're right. He would have the
staff. He would have the staff.
You're right. He would have the staff. I forgot about that. Yeah, he would have the staff.
And he has the ring right here.
Yeah, it's UV Sinestro.
And notice how only one of his hands is like purple.
Yeah. Well, duh.
See how it's like tainting him? If I'm not mistaken.
Their UV is ultraviolet. Like that's what
it's not visible.
Yeah, it's not visible. They're basically invisible, right? Because UV is like what makes light and like what hits our eyeballs to let us like see, right? Yeah. Like that's
flies.
Third grade science.
See in UV.
That's how you see is light bouncing off things, hitting your eyeballs, all that jazz. Like that's what UV light is.
Camera's able to do what it does.
That's true.
Decoding light.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
So their whole thing.
But that's I don't really know much about the ultraviolet lanterns, but they've got a planet too.
They do have a planet.
What if they did a Lantern Legacy Wave 2? I'd buy it all just like I'm going to buy all of Lantern Legacy. I think that's the answer to that.
Sadly, Aphrodite's Crush, the only Guy Gardner that unboxed any Lantern Legacy was me.
Was Titans on TNT Network? See, that's what I'm thinking too.
It wasn't. No, it was on the DC streaming service.
I swear it was on
which
TNT
was a
or
thing.
CW.
Bill confirmed that I am correct. There was briefly a DC streaming service.
I loved what I saw of Doom Patrol. Yeah. And the other show, Barry, has the actor playing Metamorpho in Superman. Yeah, it has the guy who plays Hank.
Dude, his funniest part of this, one of the funniest parts, really shouldn't call him the funniest part because there's so much funny stuff.
And if you don't do what I tell you, like, I will kill you. And Barry's like, okay. And then he gets in his car and it's like playing Katy Perry. It's like, baby, you're a pie. And he's just driving away.
Hank is just so funny. Sadly, the Guy Gardner costume for Superman is like really bad. But then you find out that's like his Justice League suit. So you're like, yeah.
Oh, hey, Aphrodite's Crush said, I had a great time this past Saturday at Origins. My first Origins and also my first Heroclix win event. Hey, man, yeah, I've seen you commenting in the stream before.
Did you walk up to me, Aphrodite's Crush? I don't know if you did.
Glad you finally got out to an event, man. It's a ton of fun. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it due to some work complications.
Who is Aphrodite's Crush?
Was not
You should have came up to the stream. You should have said hi. Unless you did, in which case I just didn't know what your username was.
That's, it happens.
It's tough. It's hard. Like, there's some people where I'm like, I know you from your username, but then I can't place it sometimes.
Black Irish dude, I would have never guessed.
Never would have guessed.
Black Irish dude.
Never would have guessed.
If you're somehow watching this, thank you for always commenting on our stuff and just being a cool dude. We will not reveal who you are.
No.
But hilarious that's
like
your
Drzerk. I'm always like, oh yeah, I know who Drzerk is.
Any moment.
A few of the other ones, yeah, dude. Any moment. You never know.
I think your set needs some ferns. Don't disagree. But who needs ferns?
Where could they go? When we could just have more plastic. When we could have Spider-Man.
Yeah, we have Spider-Man.
We have...
Who let Spider-Man in the house? Did I mess up the curtain? I think I did.
Oh, yeah, Lil Freak. It was awful. So I got home. I hope work's not watching this right now. I don't think they should be, but I called into work Tuesday, so I did take Tuesday off. I got home Monday night at midnight 30, at 12:30 a.m. Ian picked me up at the airport.
It was like 1:30, dude.
Was it like 1:30? Oh, yeah, that's right. The flight got pushed back. So I got back home at like 1:30. It was a tough day of travel. It was really rough. Woke up the next day. We filmed. We got our unboxing done. And honestly, I was just like, I'm calling into work. I Was so tired. Did the unboxing. I would have had to like rush to work right after the unboxing. I'm just like, you know what? It ain't that deep. It ain't that big of a deal. I need a recovery day. So I called out, and I also made it sound bad enough to where I couldn't do the split shift the next day because I was like, I don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. the next day either. And so I took a lot of time off work. So yeah, I ended up just getting out of there.
Yeah. That was an interesting day.
So that's what I did. Yeah.
It got sent to us on Saturday. Calder got back on Monday. We were going to film it when he got back, but from my end of things, I got back from work around like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I work in the evenings. I made a pizza. I ate it. I burnt my lips so bad. I like felt the skin singe off of it. And I was like, okay, you know what? Like I'll set up the studio, whatever. I'll get everything prepped.
So funny.
And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this hurts so bad. And then I fell asleep. And
like...
Calder was texting me. He called me. He's like, hey, I'm like at the airport. I was like, okay. So I went and picked him up. I was like, we are not filming tonight. So yeah, we got up, filmed it. The video itself was like an hour. Took all the isolated shots of the figures.
Oh, yeah.
Then I went to work after that. Came home and I was like, all right, time to lock in. Stayed up till like, I don't know, 3 in the morning, like putting it together. And then it was out at 10.
Yep.
And we still have a Batcave iconics.
That we have to film and do.
I do have to like. I do just want to show you guys this since you're
okay. Right on after that.
Kind enough.
Feel free to interrupt though. If you ever want to introduce yourself, always feel free to interrupt.
Kind enough.
That's that's super fair.
Send us this.
This box is hilarious,
dude.
I love how long
this is. Like you got a bat rifle at the Bat Pro Shop. Like this
the Bat Pro.
Yeah.
The Bat Pro Shop.
We will again like look closer.
And then obviously everything goes inside. But like I love the inside of it being the back. Oh, I love the cards.
No, like look.
Oh, you mean the top part?
It's literally like a computer screen.
Computer.
Yeah.
That's sick. Actually, it's really cool.
So
But yeah, the fact that like this is like the cave and then the computer, that is actually really cool.
And
I love the old art.
The other part about this too, like we were filming Lantern Legacy and somebody knocked on our door. And it was like, there can't seriously be another package, and it was this. And yeah, so to come off of Lantern Legacy, immediately did some Batman stuff. We can't thank WizKids enough for letting us do this. I mean, I don't know, guys. It's like it really is like a dream come true every time. It's so fun.
I love it. Getting Heroclix is just, it's the best.
It's the best. And hope you guys can get your hands on it too. So we will, again, do a closer look at all this stuff. But yeah, cards are super cool. Box is super cool. Everything in there. If you like Batman, it's a no-brainer.
This is hilarious. I love.
Where else are you gonna find stuff like this?
So I really do hope it is truly Volume 1.
So crazy.
Because Ian, my personal favorite Batcave item didn't get made.
T-Rex?
It's the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want the T-Rex to be in it. The
giant
big penny,
Joker card?
The giant penny's my second favorite. It goes like T-Rex, giant penny, Joker card. That's the order of my favorite Batcave items.
There's also some stuff from like Toyman in his lair that could be kind of fun.
This is hilarious. Notice he's not wearing a turtleneck sweater.
You know, for a while he has like Mr. Freeze's suit in there.
Oh, does he really?
So, you know, the Suit of Sorrows would
be
a cool one to throw in the cage.
I also love that he's got like his mask off and he's like humming. And this is your favorite costume, right?
Dude, yeah, it's the best one.
It's
the best one. Everyone knows the yellow and blue. It's the best Batman look. But also just like the classic art on the computer screen. Again, the size on all of this is just, I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
The shape of the package that this came in, I was like, what?
Oh, I was so confused.
What is this?
Yeah.
So yeah. And then, you know, the fact that all of this stuff, all of this terrain, it's like if you pay for one at 5 points, you get another one for free, which is really cool. The fact that you can slot this into most teams, that makes me really happy. So pretty much anytime I'm playing Batman, I mean, this Alfred's going to be on there 100% of the time, but should be able to slot in a lot of the Batman goodies as well, which is always nice. Let's see.
Ian, do you think we have 23 people in the chat right now?
Oh, yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's time. Ian, do you know what that shelf behind you is sliding down?
It's been like that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's always just kind of been like that.
I know there's a Mr. Freeze on there.
There's Mr. Freeze on there. Everything else.
Is it sliding?
It's not sliding. It hasn't gotten worse during this live stream. There's no way. It's been like that for like months. If it would have fallen down.
That's just how we mounted it?
That is how. Yeah. Well, you see, I didn't like drill any holes in the wall to like
just
actually
tape
mount
holding
it.
it, right?
It's not tape.
It's a really light shelf,
It's
guys.
command
it's like
strips. It weighs
basically
nothing.
foam.
It
yeah, feels like foam.
That wood is like the lightest wood. It's like hollow. It's like bird bones, dude. It's hollowed out wood. It's like nothing. It has plushies.
Studio's cool, guys.
Come on. What do you mean?
Awesome.
Don't talk about the
It's super cool.
the shoddily put up shelf. Talk about the freaking Galacti.
Yeah.
Freaking
The Masters
Tobey
of Time
Maguire,
banner that you can
dude.
barely see.
The cap shield, the freaking lantern.
Yeah,
come on, guys. Tony Stark's heart.
Come on,
Batman
dude.
cowl, all this stuff. We get so much cool stuff we can talk about.
A signed
And we're
Scott
talking
Porter
about
Dracula
my
hidden
super
behind the
quickly,
couch.
my super quickly,
You'd
grossly
never
put
know.
up shelf. Don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Talk about everything else.
Talk about Scott Portula.
That is so funny.
Thank you, Ryan Redmond, for sending that to me.
Scott Portula, dude.
He did message me ahead of time to confirm. He's like, "You are the biggest Dracula fan." I was like, "That is correct." And he's like, "Okay, I've got something." What's your address?"
Sadly, you earned it fair and square. Dracula chose you. So as much as I want to argue
BDF.
about being the biggest Dracula fan, I get it.
Well, just
I like that Claude's like that's the engagement tactic. Is that the shelf is so scarily like ready to follow that everybody's like still watching just to see if the shelf hits Ian. It wouldn't,
it's so far behind.
but maybe it would. Maybe it'll bounce off and hit you.
if like a
Guys,
car runs into the side of the house, maybe.
I would
Jeez.
honestly, I'd be so impressed.
It's a brilliant.
If someone
engagement.
ramped our front lawn to hit like that corner, that'd be kind of a tough. We're on like a hill.
Well, guys,
That would
we
be
do have a
tough.
review tonight.
We do have a review. Something special.
Something you guys may have
Probably
seen.
haven't seen.
Maybe
I would
haven't.
say for the most part, maybe you have seen it.
Maybe you have seen it.
Yeah.
It's a little outside our era, but we were watching some reviews earlier today, and it inspired us to do a review of our own. We were legitimately watching reviews for Mountain Dew.
We were. So
Neither of us have had Mountain Dew in
years, Ian. Like so
a
long.
long time. So we went to our local gas station, Casey's, to pick up, let's see, I've got Mountain Dew Summer Freeze, Cherry Lemon Raspberry.
I have the Mountain Dew Overdrive. Dew with a blast of citrus punch.
So we will be giving you guys a Dew review
Wait a
live on
second.
stream.
So wait, you have, what is it called? Summer Freeze.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a little Mr. Freeze Raspberry. I have Overdrive. Shout out the Uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
From Superior Foes of Spider-Man, Overdrive, the staple taxi in the meta for like 3 years. 2-ish years, the entire time. So,
Which one do you think you'll be less impressed by? Which one would you like to
you know what? Ironically, I love the Stars and Stripes. I love the Captain America motif. I don't really like Star Pop flavored
The
stuff.
color of this one is like concerning.
It's a little too blue.
It's so blue. So
What's we all know Red 40. What's blue? What's the blue dye? Oh, this has Red 40 in it.
heck yeah.
We got
dude.
Red 40 in this bad
This
boy.
one also has Red 40. This has Blue 1.
Blue 1.
Blue
Okay,
1.
so that's the first blue, which was like
First
a
blue.
deep blue. That makes sense. So you get the Flash Cup. I am rocking the
Flash
Hal
Cup.
Jordan Cup,
As it stands, always Iron Fist for water.
of course.
Always Flash for Mountain Dew reviews.
Yep. Let's.
So we'll give a
Well, we should do
Summer
one
Freeze.
first, right? Let's do Summer Freeze.
Summer Freeze a try first here, guys. And this is
And I also just love the flavor. Any orange flavor, I'm just instantly I'm down
this
for.
is very important.
Oh, it is so blue, Ian. Look at that.
That's a very blue soda, guys. You can see it. Actually, it contrasts very well with the flash.
It really,
on my
dude,
glass.
it does. And that's a split lantern
so-
Hal. That's a blue and green lantern Hal right there.
Of course, we treat this like a fine glass of wine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely smelling that
smells-
blue one.
Dude, it smells blue to me.
Yeah,
It does smell like blueberries, though. I do.
it does.
The
It does.
classic, like, candied blueberry smell.
Got to aerate it a little bit, of course.
I think it's going to lose its...
This is what wine.
It's going to lose its fizz, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
That tastes just like those blue popsicles. Like the ones that are
does.
the long popsicle in the tube.
Yeah.
That tastes just like that. That's like
Like
actually
the
like...
push pops.
Yeah. Not push pop.
Oh,
not the
no?
ones through the cardboard.
Yeah.
The plastic ones. The long plastic ones.
Long
Where they're just like a thing of ice in this plastic
Oh,
tube.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
this literally tastes like, that blue plasticky popsicle. You get like 30 for
Mm.
$5 or whatever. This tastes like
Freezy.
summer rec league soccer from 10 years ago. It's just taking me back.
Taking me back.
Dude, this is good.
The fine grass fields of Yankton Park in Sioux Falls. I think that's probably where this was harvested.
There you
at.
go.
Yeah, so
That tastes just like a popsicle. I actually
It
really
really
like
does.
this. I did not think I would like it. Wow.
it's pretty solid.
That's
pretty solid
good,
soda.
man.
Yeah, I was expecting this to be like way too sweet. This doesn't taste like Mountain Dew at all.
No, I guess it is losing me on the. It doesn't taste like a Dew.
I think we're losing the viewership as well here.
Are we dropping? Down to 16 people as we've started talking about Mountain Dew and
You
not
guys are
Heroclix.
no fun. Come
No
on.
fun at all. Come on, guys. Come on.
We've got one more Dew.
Only the real ones are still in the chat
Yeah.
to talk about the Mountain
So
Dew.
you know what? We'll figure out something to give away for the people who stuck around for the Redo.
I agree, Ian.
I agree. I think we can find
For the set Redo.
something in the basement. I think. I don't know what it is. We'll move on to Overdrive, guys. And so obviously, it's gonna be a little tainting from the previous Mountain Dew. But really, I thought that was gonna be like oh my god, I don't.
I know.
like
I
this
liked
at
it
all.
though. I was pretty surprised.
That's not a bad soda.
I really hope this knocks my socks off though. I have high standards for orange.
Orange. Yeah.
Orange anything is always
Growing
a
up,
high.
orange soda was always my favorite.
Oh, dude, little orange crush.
Little orange crush.
All right.
See, now this is very fitting with the Flash. This looks like a soda the Flash
This isn't
would
quite.
drink.
This green and orange don't contrast well. I don't know of any green.
7-Eleven exclusive?
There is a 7-Eleven exclusive. This one isn't, I don't think. Because we
Oh,
got this
yeah,
at
no.
Casey's.
Mm-hmm.
No, he just said he had the Mountain Dew Pitch Black, which is a 7-Eleven exclusive.
Gotcha.
All right, dude.
Well,
I mean, that's orange.
it smells like orange Fanta.
Yeah.
This one tastes more like Mountain Dew than that.
It does.
No.
I like the blue better.
This one just tastes kind of,
Wow.
I don't know, just kind of tastes like Mountain Dew,
Dude.
and you poured some Fanta in it.
This really, this is kind of a letdown. I was going in thinking orange would be the strongest contender, and that blue I wouldn't like, and I totally
It just
flip-flopped.
kind of tastes like Mountain Dew, I think. Really nothing too special there. So tonight's winner is Mountain Blue.
Mountain Blue.
Blue 1. Blue 1-1.
Hope. Blue Lantern Corps wins.
Blue Aaron Core wins. I'm so glad that everybody
greed,
who is still with us stuck around through
greed,
what we thought would be
avarice.
a fun 5 minutes.
I know. I thought it'd be pretty fun. We're
Jeez.
back up to 22.
We can talk about Heroclix again, guys.
Yeah, come on. I agree, Dennis. How sick is that Green Lantern? This glass.
Aren't these so cool?
This is a Toon tumbler. It apparently came out in. Actually, it doesn't have a date, so never mind. But it's a Toon tumbler.
Really?
Toontumblers.com. I assume they have like the full Justice Leagues. They have Flash and Green Lantern. I assume there's like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, or something.
But these are pretty solid.
They're pretty solid. I like these a lot. I honestly kind of like that
I'm
it's
kind of a
not.
sucker for just cups with things on them.
I love.
This is my favorite
That
one I've
is
ever
sick,
found,
dude.
just because of the color of it.
I've never seen like an orange glass.
I found this at Rainbow. I think this one is pretty old.
Yeah.
But I bought it on Free Comic Book Day. I think it was like $7. I was
Dude,
like, heck
tight.
yeah, dude. Anyway, guys, the Batcave Iconics is sick. Lantern Legacy. I mean, yeah, we have not had a ton of time to like build stuff quite yet, but
Sadly,
just looking
no.
at things. Yeah, I really think where I'm at right now is I'm just itching to see the rest of the JSA, how much more we're going to get, because I think there's going to be some big opportunities to put some really fun teams together. Obviously, already in my mind, I'm revisiting the Doctor Fate, from Masters of Time, to throw in with them the deceased Hawkman from Notorious as well, who's like covered in blood but has a 19 defense.
He is so cool.
The 19 JSA is super, super cool, and he also gives JLA JSA, so you can kind of work people in that way as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've heard a decent amount of chatter at this point. I was listening to Clicked Off today, Calder. I was listening to old Joe Harrison review his Worlds run, which if you guys have not listened to that, if you have any interest in modern play, listen to Joe talk about his matchups. He goes really in depth and talks about the nitty gritty of like the importance of like putting elevated under somebody.
Yeah.
Like that came up so many times, and it's like I learned a ton. But what he also brought up towards the end of the episode, he posed the question, is this Alan Scott just insanely broken? And everyone on the show was like, I don't think so. No. But
Now,
you had also mentioned
Yeah.
that
Azrith
Strife was also
brought
very
him up
big
to
on
me
him.
as well and talked about a team that he had with this Alan Scott. And I don't remember the teams. So I can't even blast his tech. Don't worry, guys. I don't even remember. But I do remember the key takeaway being, oh yeah, this Alan Scott's kind of nuts. And he's just kind of an avenue for the team being played at like 100 points.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah. So his decent thing, this doesn't make him broken, right? Is that he can't be targeted by non-adjacent characters.
Yeah.
But that's not broken for 100
I don't
points.
think so.
When an opposing character misses Alan Scott, after resolutions, you remove an action token from Alan Scott. When an effect other than clearing removes an action token from Alan Scott, you heal him a click. And that's like it.
So there's got to be some way to where it's like you can't base him or something.
The thing with Mystical, right, is that this dude gets Cthon.
Sure.
This
9, 13, 21, 5.
He could be a 9, 13, 21, 5, and then if you give him Destroyer Armor, then he's a 23 defense.
Oh, thank you, Dennis, for the insight here. It's not broken, but it is anti-spot. Spot can't hit him because he's not adjacent.
That is fair, actually.
That's a very good tech. Thank you for that insight, Dennis.
So, okay, it's anti-spot, which is good. I don't like Spot.
Spot seems dumb. I'm not huge on him. Pretty much when I pulled one, I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to play this figure. He seems like rage-inducing.
Oh, Spot is like, ugh, awful. Yeah, little freak. To put elevated terrain under somebody, when you have super strength and you move, you can pick up or you can drop a piece of terrain you're holding in an adjacent square that you move through, right? So if I move next to Ian, if I just move whatever, if I'm Kilowog and I move next to Alan Scott here, if I'm holding elevated, I can put it in his square. Because at the end of my move action, I can drop a piece of terrain that I'm holding. And when you drop it, it would just go up. It would go under them.
And if you have something like Hypersonic, you can pick it up again. So first movement, you can drop it. Second movement, you can pick it back up. Sidestep, you can drop it again. But the importance of that in something like a character who generates something when they get hit, right? If you throw that elevated under them and they're on elevated, they don't have an adjacent square to generate it.
If it's a May. If it's not a May,
then
they have to generate it. But if it's a May and they can't generate it, they don't. Mm-hmm. If it's not a May and there's no, you have to go to the next legal square.
Yep.
But yes, which is great because Spirit of Vengeance, Red Hulk.
But also things like Ghost Rider too, who says adjacent characters can use their powers, right? Like let's say you wanted to get rid of a power, if you can find a way to get elevated under something like Ghost Rider and break adjacency on his team, or something like Mastermind, break adjacency, they can no longer do those things. So obviously, like, elevated is important. I think it was more important like a year ago. Then it kind of phased out. And then I think players are kind of coming back to the importance of that. I think there's enough elements to where it's like having elevated on your team as opposed to like 3 pieces of blocking is now becoming, I think, more of a discussion or more of just a staple, if you will. I don't know everything about the meta. I don't think anyone does. Main Force Beetlejuice seems to be a much stronger consideration.
Pretty good.
Collector, what happened to him? People got scared.
He did not show up at all in Nationals.
Nothing.
The only collector team I remember seeing, I know there's at least 3. There's 3 or 4, something like that. But Brandon Hogan had a pretty cool collector team.
He usually has pretty cool teams.
No collector made it in the top 16, I don't think. Yeah, none. Yeah, so I don't know, dude. Collector kind of made for real. Collector fell off. But I really don't know what happened because
a Main Force juice
really
prevents him from existing.
True.
So maybe there was that. I mean, also, he was successful enough to where I think he's on people's radar. So maybe people were like, I think people are going to build against this. So they were countering the counter by not playing it. I think the biggest surprise for me personally, Calder, was seeing at Origins that there were like quite a few Sinister Syndicate teams. I think I saw like 4 or 5.
Sinister Syndicate
Spot, Sandman.
As like the
Mysterio.
Battery for the team, but not like a theme team. But
not a theme team, no.
Like Mysterio, Spot, Sandman. Yeah, what you said.
I was happy to see that.
Well,
I played Mysterio and Sandman like all day when I got my hands on them. I think I played like 7 or 8 matches with them. And
poor Luke.
Yeah, I mean, probably did like 100 clicks of poison damage.
Just brutal.
Dude, it was so fun.
Oh.
Those pieces are a blast. So I was happy to see that Sand Spot. But I get it. You kill box people. You teleport them into your team and poison them like 6 times. which I won't lie is kind of sick.
I don't love it. I don't love it, but it's what's another way to play the
Poison?
game, and some people like it. Some people like it,
Poison?
and that's cool.
That much poison? That's my jam. Not exactly that. Like that's really mean. But finding ways that are more interactive to poison the absolute crap out of people.
Sure, yeah.
I love doing that. I think it's too funny. All right, well, we'll look through the.
I like a
chat
little more
bit.
risk with my poison.
Yeah,
Just
you
saying.
know. In your opinion, guys, will the batteries be played in modern or will they find their home in silver? I think we need to see more of them. You know, with the Green Lantern and the Indigo ones being pretty much 1-to-1, because it looked.
You really have to figure out,
actually,
there's
well,
plenty
it
of
worked.
ways to slowly deal them damage and to get them on the click that you want. So once
Yeah.
people understand the flow of getting their battery to show the click they want, like on Indigo, you want to have the can't be targeted within 3 squares, like absolutely, right?
It's a prime
it's
target
only
for
a-
Beetlejuice, too. You just deal damage with Beetlejuice to it.
Also true. But the battery can also just die, and it's way
can.
easier to kill than it ever has been. So I genuinely think for how easy it is to deal damage to stuff, the batteries could just be 40-point liabilities for the most part. And because they take time to ramp, they don't just kind of happen at the start of the
They
game.
can be healed, though, right?
They can be healed. And easier now. So they can be healed via support. But I mean, what do they have? 19 clicks of life, something like that? 20? With like no defense power whatsoever?
Yeah.
And they can't be equipped or given anything. They can't be masterminded too. I'm sure their only keyword is whatever their Lantern Core is.
Power batteries are characters. It does clarify that. So you can give them Sinister Syndicate with Prime Iron Spider. There's a world where you could turn this power
Dennis,
battery
I
into
didn't think you
sniper.
had to give it. I didn't think you had to pay for the ring because the ring should be free if they have the keyword, right? I think 50. That doesn't seem right. Maybe they can. That doesn't sound right though to me.
During force construction, a lantern ring may be assigned to power battery. That ring is attached to power battery. What does the ring say?
What's the ring say?
Are they 50 then with the ring?
I don't like- I
that
really don't
doesn't
like that,
seem
though.
right.
Oh, I guess. What are the equipment rules?
Well,
Oh,
prerequisite.
Dennis, I own all of them. I always own the power batteries. I think I don't have. I actually don't think I have purple and green. Purple and orange. I think are the only ones I'm missing. But I own the power batteries from forever ago because I played these constantly. I never had the entities. You know, when I was like 15, I didn't play enough War Lights to pull any entities, and I was like, I'm not buying that. That's.
I got really lucky, but I was selling them on eBay so I could keep playing in War of Light.
But
I
I
didn't buy 'em.
loved. Oh, fair enough.
Pulled them.
Qualifying name. Building your force may equip this equipment to a character with a qualifying name. So yeah, I guess it's a qualifying
But
name.
the interesting thing,
It's not
Calder,
equipped.
is it says that during force construction, a lantern ring may be assigned to power battery.
That's what I think. So
Oh,
like,
so yeah, it can just be assigned. It's free,
yeah. Oh yeah, assigning is free, isn't it?
right?
From assigned at no cost. Wouldn't it say at no cost?
That ring is attached. I don't know. Do you
Maybe.
have to pay for it? That's a great question.
I hope it's not. I hope you don't.
No, because it's not equipped. It's attached.
I think
I see
whatever,
what
dude.
you're
I think
saying.
jury's out if I'm being honest, Dennis. I think jury's out.
How are each of your power battery collections? I think I have 5 of them.
I have all of them, but
I mean,
But
I know
orange
I
and
have
indigo.
like 10 green ones just sitting in bags.
yeah, dude.
from all
You
the-
and like a million stores, comic
Yeah.
stores from whatever.
just in a bin
Trying to get rid
somewhere.
of them.
I mean, actually though, I had so much of War of Light
Dude,
outside of the chases. I had like a majority of the set, and I sold all of it in one big lot. It's fine.
I know I got rid of a lot of my constructs. Like,
I never bought those.
oh no, I
No.
went through and I got all of them for all the Lantern Corps because some lanterns had exclusive constructs that only they had, right?
Yeah.
And then they made that construct gravity feed that had everyone for all of the Lantern Corps.
That are
like,
still in every game store
Oh,
that you ever go
yeah.
to.
and I bought a bunch
One
of
of
those.
the worst selling products ever.
Really bad. Which I thought it was a great idea at the time. I'm like, that's genius. And
Yeah.
then like no one bought them. I bought them though.
Yeah.
I was like, I want the rest of these constructs. Like sniper rifle. I need to get a sniper rifle for everybody.
The sniper
'Cause I
rifle
think
was
it
so
was-
wild.
Who was it? Who had the sniper rifle originally? But it wasn't like green.
That was like indigo.
It was Indigo, the sniper rifle. That sounds right. And then I was like, I have to get the sniper rifle for everybody. Green still has the only exclusive construct, which is like the shield. They never reprinted that construct. That was from the what are they called? They made those for Fear itself, and they made those for War of Light, and that was it.
Yeah.
The scenario packs that had 2
Oh,
figures,
yeah,
one
yeah.
extra thing. That's what Split Lip came in. The GOAT Split Lip for the Relic era, for the the hammers.
Forge Iron Man.
Yeah,
as
dude.
well.
I love that sculpt. He's so overcosted.
Oh,
love
horrible,
that sculpt,
horrible
so.
figure, but very, very cool figure.
So, yeah, I owned a ton of the batteries. I owned almost all the constructs. I sold a lot of the constructs, but the batteries are just such a nice display piece that I could never get rid of them. And I remember at the time, so many people were like putting lights in their batteries. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah, see,
When
it's sick,
when
right?
Luke went off to college, actually, I rigged one up with my dad. So we put a little light in it and put a switch at it.
Oh, it's baller.
Set it with him, yeah. So that's also somewhere. I think it's actually in his basement still. It's just dead.
But there's also, I want to say, what's it called? Hastings. There's old stores called Hastings.
Do we have one?
I don't know if there's one. I
don't think we have one in Omaha.
They're closed. They're like out of business. But Hastings,
so we do.
People posted them on, I think, HC Realms and Facebook about how Hastings had like the Zombie
Legion of
Galactus.
Superheroes.
Well, they had like Zombie Galactus, they had Anti-Monitor, and they had the batteries there. And people were spending so much money to get the black and white batteries. Those were crazy expensive at one point.
The con exclusives.
And they were just in these Hastings stores, which is, And it's like, you could get a lot of con exclusives at Hastings for some reason.
Dude.
Hastings, like all the boosters were also in the back of the store, so they were like almost all cherry picked. I remember some people like complaining about that, which is like fair. That sucks.
I mean, that's what happened with a lot of the mass market stuff, like anything that was in Target or like Walmart or whatever. I think let's since we're down the route of just like wild HeroClix stories, I'm sure there'll be some people who appreciate this.Maybe you remember it, maybe you don't. This comes from Reddit. It was later migrated to HC Realms.
Okay.
But there was a guy who posted that he found like 1,000 Exodias in a dumpster.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yep, I do remember that story. That was
and then,
crazy.
Along with that, there was like 300 con-exclusive Apocalypses, the tiny one who stood like this. And at the time, he was selling them, I think, for like 10, 20 bucks a piece. And I was like, I should pick these up. I was like, I'll get them eventually. And now both of those figures, like that Exodia, 60, 70, 80 bucks.
Spendy, yeah.
That Apocalypse, for whatever reason, is really hard to find as well. I think people still want like 40 bucks for him. So he's kind of like that Agent Venom, where one day I will find one for a price that I'm willing to pay. But that day, it's not today. But this guy just found all of literally 1,000 Exodias in a dumpster.
That's just crazy.
I want that to happen to me.
I know.
In Omaha, that's not going to happen.
No, probably not.
But man, if
Sadly,
it did,
no.
Actually, do we? I don't need 1,000 Exodias.
Do we got to start looking around at dumpsters?
I think we got to start.
I think we got to start a dumpster. I think. Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?
Hey, hop in that dumpster.
Get in there.
jump in that dumpster. Hey. But I agree, let's wait until official clarification. Yeah, let's wait for clarification on that. It seems weird that they wouldn't just cook the ring into the point cost, in my opinion. But I also see why they wouldn't. So
yeah, dude, if
not
it's
calling
50
you wrong,
points, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Dennis.
Like, it's not that hard. I know it's going to sound crazy to say this. Not that hard to deal 20 damage. All things considered. You know what I mean?
No, it's really not.
So, like, to rotate the battery's dial.
Captain America can do it in one action.
Yeah, well, you can do 15 damage in one action.
No, you can do 20.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He can flurry, free flurry.
Oh yeah, flurry and then free. Oh yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
So like, I just think
that's a dead battery.
Yeah, dude, the battery just seems too much of a liability to me for how many points it is.
At the same time, though, Calder,
it's so easy to KO.
At the same time,
I'm with you. At the same time,
if the red battery gives out poison to constructs or to any the fact that there's a thing on this dial that says they all get to use what is it? Let me read this exactly. Friendly characters can use the effect of the lantern ring attached to this character. The fact that you could give everybody on your team poison.
Where's the other card? You have two of them. Let me check.
The fact that everybody on your team could get poison is absurd. And then also the yellow ring. The fact that everybody on your team could get perplex.
Right. So that's
wild.
That's ability number 5, though.
It is number 5.
So that's not until click 16 that you can even use that.
Sure, but on the way down, I think giving constructs invincible could also be way nastier than you think.
That's fair.
But at the same, I'm also in agreement with you though, where these things could just die.
Here's
but if you're taking your turn to kill this, what am I doing to you?
So if the construct has invincible, right?
Right.
If I pulse wave the construct but not the battery, it still has invincible, right? Because I'm not taking away.
Source.
Yeah, so you can't pulse. Yeah, so you can never pulse wave the construct unless the battery is also in it. You won't get rid of it that way if it has invincible.
Is that right?
I think so. Because this is giving it invincible from across the map.
Somebody rule on
Chat.
that. Dennis.
Out of the 33
Dennis.
people that are here.
We need you, Dennis.
Hey, my grandpa's collection has no pathetic clicks, Kaiba. Ironically though, I guess
we were watching
Exodia.
Yu-Gi-Oh videos today
we
too.
we were watching a Yu-Gi-Oh video
about the most notorious cheater.
The most notorious Yu-Gi-Oh cheater who had to have one of the craziest transformations I've ever seen.
He really did.
Right.
Yeah.
Pulse shuts off everything within its range, little freak. So we're talking about if a construct is across the map and the battery's on the other end of the map, the battery's not within the pulse wave range.
Yeah. So here's
the
battery.
construct is.
There's construct.
The battery.
Here's pulse wave.
The battery says the construct can use invincible, but it's over here, construct is here. But it's not shutting off the invincible from the battery. Does it stop it from the construct, right? Does the construct not have invincible?
We should know this. This is embarrassing. Why do I not know this? What about the constructs making constructs infinitely until there is some errata if the ring matches their keyword? Huh? You guys are throwing out a lot of crazy stuff tonight. Elaborate, sir.
What about the constructs making constructs
Heard you like constructs,
So
dog.
is he saying like this? Friendly characters can be the effect of the ring, right? Is he saying this? Like constructs are friendly characters and they can use the ring effect? And they can just keep making constructs off themselves? Is that what you're saying? That's, ooh.
Oh, that's spicy.
That's
a costed action. Unless you also have the key.
Well, thankfully.
Can use the effect of the ring. So you're telling me if you had a Red Lantern theme team, they're all generating free constructs? Oh, baby. Oh my gosh, that's sick. Dude, I want to play the Red Lantern battery. I feel like the Red Lantern battery is going to be nuts. Also, if the yellow battery has the same effect as the previous one.
These are similar, if not slightly toned down, but very similar.
That's going to be nasty with Collector. -2 attack.
Dude.
And I'm +3 defense.
The yellow Lantern battery with the tentpole team's coming back. I'm like, what year is it?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
The Yellow Lantern battery was probably my least favorite. Well, actually, no. The orange one
Orange
was like
one,
so
dude.
broken.
Orange one was so mean. I loved Indigo. I'm mad I got rid of my Indigo one because I actually played the Indigo battery a few times.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed not getting sniped.
We just need Chat GPT as a
Icky. Hate AI.
I'll call a judge over lol. Where's PJ or Lucas? PJ? Hey.
Anthony Barnstable.
He's actually just in the other room.
Hey, guys. Hey,
making some food right now, I believe.
How's it going?
Sounds like that. That'd be
my
wild.
pizza rolls are done.
Classic. What I mean. Yeah, the batteries, I think, to go back to the question that spawned this, silver or modern, I think my guess is that there's going to be about, 2 or 3 batteries that are insane.
Yeah.
And I think red is going to be one of those. If yellow, I don't even remember what the red battery effect was. Penetrating poison?
It was poison. I thought it was just penetrating poison. I thought it was like not good. Back then it wasn't good.
Not. But giving out poison to everything, well, maybe I'm biased because I love that power, but that seems crazy. If Yellow Lantern is similar, nuts. If we head back to a range meta, the Indigo battery is absurd. Green Lantern battery?
I don't know when we'll ever go back to a range meta.
The Green Lantern battery just shutting off free actions,
within its range value.
Yeah.
So again, it's got to be damaged. Like I don't know how many turns these batteries survive, dude. I really don't.
How many points are you going to invest into like dial manipulation to like self-damage or healing?
Oh, dude, you saw like Joker's Zard, right?
Yeah.
So the crazy thing about Joker's
Spitting
Zard,
and dealing 1.
Yeah, he can do that to any character, which is just so silly, so crazy that it's like any character, not opposing.
I like it.
Specifically. Just so yeah.
Like, I think that people will find a way to manipulate the batteries to the clicks they want, but then it's like, now how much are you investing point-wise into protecting it? And then anytime the battery takes an action, you can elect to deal damage itself. Like, there's definitely ways to get it into play to make it start working. But yeah, 40 points
I think
it's like a 7th of your build
personally,
almost.
I think these bats, if we ever go back to a range meta, playing just 10 points, 2 bats, and everybody can't be shot that's next to 2 bats, that seems nuts to me.
It's really cool.
And the bat's going to be an 18 from range with shape change, maybe more if you do something else to help them out. But I think these guys...
Help a bat out.
Help a bat out. Hey, yo, help a bat out.
Come on. What are we doing? So yeah, like, I don't know. My call on the batteries is, I think about 2 or 3 of them are going to be crazy. And if I had to predict, probably red, yellow. Green will see a ton of play just because that's probably the one that everyone has.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all the posts of that dude trying to sell green batteries for like $60. And the fact that he took a picture of him having like 10 is just like, come on, man.
I mean, I probably have realistically like 5 or 6 of them. And then how many Simon Bazzes do you have? How many Guy Gardners do you have?
Oh, I have so many Simon Bazzes. I already know. I got one given away to me from like a library one time.
Wow.
Yeah. Like how did they get them, dude? You know?
Hey man, the librarian's gotta eat too.
Gotta do something. Emily, you're so right. 3 bats. Duh. The bats protect the other bats. That's just duh. How did I not think of that? That's so obvious.
That's why, guys, is examples of there are levels to this. Yeah. And we're like here.
I was even like, maybe I should
Sometimes though we're like here.
Sometimes
we cook up some nasty stuff.
But like then there's just players like Emily or Joe or John DeJulia, like and they live up here, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how do I live up there? And I'm like, here.
You put a lot more time into.
And then I'm like, oh hey, cool, that's neat. But then they're just here.
Yeah.
Like permanently. And
I'm stuck in the like I don't want to play Spectre.
Yeah, dude.
And it's weird. I feel like I've been teetering back and forth between like, oh, I want to build some like hyper meta stuff. I want to do this, I want to analyze that. And then there's other times where it's like, no, man, I just want to play Batman. Just want to kick it and play the characters I like.
Yeah, Dennis, the text says opposing characters within range can't be given more than 1 free action a turn. I don't think that's going to be. It does sound similar to the text of Wakanda Hulkbuster, which again, I think that ruling is wrong. Like just straight up. I don't think it should be the entire team gets 1 free action. I think that's so silly. That doesn't make sense to me. I feel like it should be each person gets 1 free action. Each character gets 1 free action on the team.
Bronze Age Tony Rodriguez's Thanosai Guardians of the Galaxy Yondo Indigo team was a nasty combo back in the day. I believe Thanosai shut off to improve targeting. That was the
prime Thanos from Guardians of the Galaxy.
He had like a choice at the beginning of the game. He could do a few things.
He could do like unavoidable damage to you or something, right? He did all sorts of weird stuff.
He had some stuff. Michael, if you want to,
I miss characters like that when they would make Thanos without him always inherently having the gauntlet. Yeah, because he's so strong without a full gauntlet still.
Well, we've seen some non-gauntlet Thanoses.
Have we?
Yeah,
recently. Not recently.
Supernova Thanos did not have the gauntlet. That is not recent at all.
20 years ago?
The common from Collector's Trove did not have the gauntlet either.
Does he not? Okay.
I don't believe
I'll take that then. That's cool then. I'll take it. That's chill.
Yeah, the Chase from Collector's Trove
I believe
definitely
Emily
had the gauntlet.
Watch list, did they say it was July 3rd? A watch list would come out?
I think it was like the week after Origins.
Yeah, I'm excited for Canadian Nationals. I won't even lie, dude. I was like looking at flights to Canada because I have like some Expedia credit. And I was like, okay. I would get trounced though. Yeah. They're too good up there. Straight up. Too good. But it would be funny.
I went to Canada and they're all just mistaking me for Morgan Wallen.
They think Morgan Wallen?
They think every American is Morgan Wallen. if I'm not mistaken.
Sing the song.
Wrong, yeah. I had some help. Oh wait, what's going on here?
Hey, wait a second. Just everywhere. Is that Morgan Wallen?
They're like asking me if I'm Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, dude.
Every American is Morgan Wallen in Canada. American. A lot of people don't know that. It's actually a very...
As soon as you don't say a boot.
Shouldn't have said it on the live stream.
Yeah, as soon as you don't say a boot or anything like that. Oh, Tim Hortons there, bud. Or whatever. It's like, are you Morgan Wallen?
Talking to... It's like a gas station. Talking with Luke, who is from Canada, the guy who does a lot of our photo work. You'll see him with us in Memphis. We'll be having a conversation, and every now and then I go out of the conversation, and I'm like, oh, you're Canadian. Because he'll say, yeah, I've been okay.
Oh, yeah. Just every once in a while. But it's not super obvious when you talk to Luke. It's not. Mm-hmm. It's just, that one little...
It's like just noticing that one thing's off, and it's like, I am in an episode of Black Mirror or something. I've been all right. The other day, though, and this is a crime, and you know what? I'm going to air it out publicly.
Oh, dude, hit it.
Luke, if you're watching this, you're getting called out. We were talking about some like logos and whatnot, and he goes, yeah, you know how Nike does it? And I'm like, Nike? I was like, Nike?
You're kidding.
And he's like, well, it's like each their own. I was like, no, I don't care how Canadian you are. It is Nike.
That's their name.
No one's ever said Nike. He was,
unironically said Nike.
yeah, and he was trying to bring up other comparisons, and I was like, okay, sure. Adidas, I've heard Adidas.
I
like,
have heard
whatever.
Adidas before,
I've
but that's
never heard
wrong.
Nike.
Never heard Nike.
Mm-mm. So yeah, I was like, we're gonna do a full pause there, and he's like, "Are you done?" It's really funny.
That is really funny.
Nike though, guys, tell me, have you heard that? Give me
I've never heard
something
Nike,
to
bro.
screenshot in
Never
the chat
once
so I
heard
can
Nike.
send it to Luke and say I knew. You were
Michael, it's just the
crazy.
rings. Just the rings are legal, not the constructs. We can
I love
reiterate that
Luke
a few
too,
times,
Emily.
no
He's the
worries.
man. Tim Hortons is good coffee and donuts. I think they have better donuts than Dunkin'.
I don't like Dunkin' Donuts as donuts. I don't think they're that good.
I don't think I've ever had it.
No,
I've had Dunkin' Donuts. I think like once in my life.
Their coffee is like
coffee.
I don't think Dunkin' is good at all. I think their coffee is like fine, but their donuts, they don't beat Krispy Kreme. They don't beat Wall Drug, which is the GOAT donuts of South Dakota. I really don't know where else you get donuts, if I'm being honest. Every mod
Krispy
pop.
Kreme.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't beat Krispy Kreme for donuts. Dunkin' is like, ugh.
That's all I
Dunkin's
can
not
think
good.
of. Locally, Daylight Donuts. That place slaps. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've had that one yet, but
There's a Daylight Donuts in Yankton.
they opened one at like the edge of Sioux Falls.
Edge of Sioux Falls. So like Daylight, Delight Donuts. There's like probably a million of those things. Flyboy Donuts from Sioux Falls. Those guys are great. But yeah, dude, Dunkin' sucks. Like, I don't like Dunkin'.
You said Flyboy Donuts, and that actually
Isn't that fly?
that transported me into a meeting at my old job. There's always Flyboy Donuts in there. For a second, I was like, I'm in my polo.
That's
jarring.
what else?
It says the guy from South Dakota.
South Dakota, but we don't talk like that.
Where people pointed out the most, I actually got called out on this like a couple weeks ago. And I've said this before, I think actually on stream, is we hold our A's a lot more than other people. Like people say like beg, like they say it closer to beg. Like begging. We say bag.
Bag, yeah.
Like
bag. Yeah,
bag. Our A's are heavier. So some guy from California.
Sorry, bro, I'm dropping heavier A bombs, dude.
And I immediately was just like, hey, dude, like I'm sorry that I don't talk like you. Like and I did that to him. Like,
dude, I got a quinoa on the salad there, brother. You want to hit the waves after
no,
this?
Do you like surf though? But yeah, heavy A's. Less so. Like we're not Canadian.
No,
we're close.
We got North Dakota keeping us. That's the
cold,
barrier,
they're
dude.
frigid. Yeah, the frigid ice wall known as North Dakota protecting us.
Well,
Can the Wonder Woman 80 constructs with Autonomous be called in with these new Lantern legacies? I don't understand how you bring in the constructs. All right, well, we can go through that, Mr. Michael.
Absolutely. Oh, you totally can, though. In a Silver Age match, you can bring in the Wonder Woman constructs. Yeah.
So, a ring gives you power. If no construct generated by this character was on your force this turn, and this equipment is friendly to your force, generate a red construct that hasn't been generated by this character this game. So the ring is actually what allows you to bring in the construct. And then if this character has a listed keyword, the power effect is activated by free instead. So if you were a Red Lantern Corps member and you were using the Red Lantern ring, you would be able to take a free action to generate a red construct and, fill in the blank with every other color. You'd be able to do that. So it's pretty simple. It's just the ring that allows you to bring in the constructs. You should do North American Heroclix National Tour. US can't. Man, that'd be so awesome.
That would be pretty sick.
One of the pipe dreams is to just like go on the road for like a couple months and like film a Heroclix documentary. I'd love to do that.
So fun.
I don't know how we could ever make that work. Alec from Heroclix US and I had talked about that for a while.
It's so cool.
But realistically, it's like I don't think I can pause my life long enough to do that. But I'd love to. Maybe if like WizKids.
The Red Lantern ring is 007.
Something.
Dennis, it's S007 is the Red Lantern ring collector number, set number. What else do we have on here? Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, they're just gross. I agree. Local places are always pretty goated for donuts. There used to be this place in Chamberlain, South Dakota that made the best twists. And those for the longest time, I love them, dude. They were my favorite donuts. And no place has ever made a twist quite as good as that place. And maybe it's childhood nostalgia or what it is, but once that place closed, I was just so sad. I was like, man, that's such a bummer.
You both pronounce bagel wrong.
Whatever.
Bagel.
Bill. Bagel, dude. Come on, Bill.
Bagel. Bagel. Whatever. Thanos had 100-point shutdown characters within range. Can't ignore terrains for movement purposes. That's what it was. He used Harley's apartment and an invisible plane to block access.
Harley's apartment was a oppressive map.
Yondu with proselyte sniper. That makes sense, Michael. I appreciate the breakdown there.
Ryan Dubois asked, though, what was your favorite moment at the convention? There was a lot of small, really fun moments.
I can bring mine over.
The entire time. Your favorite moment from the convention? Oh, really? Okay. The guy who wasn't there can bring it over? Oh, yeah, for
I
sure.
can bring over my favorite moment.
For sure, dude.
WizKids
I really enjoyed
so cool for this.
There's a time where we were just kind of joking, hanging out. We were finishing up the first day, I believe, and all the Bobblodikes were kind of walking with us, or like they were kind of walking around us. They left at the same time, and we all posed off at the Arnold statue, and that was just so much fun. It's like that was a favorite moment. I really enjoyed. I chatted with another like comic book fan, and he was a big Captain America guy, and so he was rocking like had Captain America bag, Captain America, different like Captain America shirts on every day, and I'm like, this guy's he's a certified real one. I know he is. And we talked about some of our favorite runs, some of our least favorite runs. I find it's always interesting.
A bigger Cap fan than you?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but he's certainly been in the game longer, like 100%. So I respect it.
You can recognize that.
Because he had some different takes on some runs that I enjoyed, and he's like, well, what about this? And I'm like, you know what, that's fair. But, you know, this run came out when I was 15. He's like, you were 15 at that time? I'm like, yeah, sorry, dude. And so, like, that was really fun.
Look at that, guys. We're going to have to hang that one up next to the Masters of Time banner. But
I love this.
I love these
WizKids.
posters so much. And I'm so glad that they can hand these off to us so we can display them. So here's to hoping that we get one for Lantern Legacy as well. But, man, this is seriously so cool. It's not as cool as the Master of Time. Be clear on that. But this is some of the best booster art they've made in a hot minute, Calder. So
Easily.
it's nice to have
This is like
a display of it.
The entire booster is so cool because it looks like an apartment building, like a city building where it's got like the gray on the top. It's got all these bricks. They're falling, they're smashing. It's got the warning.
It's so nostalgic for me too because this just feels like old booster art.
Yeah, it feels like old booster art, old comic art, and I really like it. It
feels like REV booster art in a way, and that's honestly, I really like that. Also, the little warning at the bottom is cute.
Although I will always stand by whenever they choose to do Alex Ross booster art.
Yeah, that wins.
It's a newer look. I love it just because, again, Alex Ross, amazing artist. Maybe not the world's best writer when he writes things, but an artist.
Is that just a knock directly at Casey?
Yeah, 100%. Absolutely.
It is.
Come on. But I love Alex Ross's art because he paints. This dude paints superheroes. It looks just incredible. The depth to it is amazing. And
what did I do with that rubber band?
So he did like this. He did what are all the boosters they've actually used Alex Ross art? The 2020 Cap set that had Alex Ross art.
CAV.
This one had Alex Ross art. I'm trying to remember what else they used it for. Forever Evil. For Notorious. Ironically, they used Forever Evil and then had no one from Forever Evil in that set, which is funny. But that's a villain heavy storyline.
No, it had Deadshot in there. He's from Forever
but he wasn't like Forever Evil.
Lex Luthor was in it.
Yeah, but he was but that wasn't the same suit though. That was Legion of Doom Lex Luthor, you know what I mean?
It wasn't
But this is cool.
The bulky jacked up one.
We did a great interview again with Ryan. It's always fun having Ryan Opolk on the stream whenever he can do it and kind of chatting about Heroclix. That was really fun. Another highlight, and I actually brought this game with me, is I walked around a lot of the booths, and I always am looking for like new board games. I'm looking for ones I can play with my family or just fun things. And this is a card game called Food Gods, and it only has these 2 starter decks right now. This little deck box I also got. This is from Heavy Play. It's a magnetic little deck box, really cool. But I'm going to use.
It is a really nice deck box.
And then it also came with, so really quickly on this Heavy Play deck box
cool
thing.
Stuff?
They gave me, I don't know if it's on Cool Stuff. I don't think so. They gave me their own card. They're like an independent company. I don't know if they're on Cool Stuff or not. They had these really nice sleeves, the smoothest sleeves I've ever felt, and they were all rounded corners.
Let me verify that.
Okay. Here, dude.
Let me see.
Why don't you take a look through the Food Gods cards? I'll give you the Nugget God deck. And you can also get a feel for some of these sleeves.
Let me check the.
Do a little shuffly, move them around there.
Could I do a magic trick?
But this game, oh dude, please don't. But this game is really cool. It uses a lot of food-related puns. It sort of uses mechanics, a lot of magic mechanics, a lot of apparently Lorcana mechanics. I've never played that game, so I don't know how it works. I'm trying to find one of my favorite cards here. But they're all hilarious food puns. So, like, this is like what you would call an instant in Magic. It's a knuckle sandwich, right? And it's like
Didn't they make like an RFK Planeswalker for this with beef tallow on the
That'd be
fries?
hilarious. I would love a Steak and Shake expansion, but this is like straight up like the Flying Spaghetti Monster is in this deck. This is a Pastafarian deck. The Nugget God
I
is
love
like...
that. That rocks.
It's so funny.
These are nice sleeves.
So they also gave me a discount. They saw that my badge had WizKids on it because we got an exhibitor badge for like working and doing the coverage. They gave me a discount, which is solid on all this stuff. They have this dude. They have this Waffle Kiss, Spartacus waffle character guy, which is awesome. And Alec and I played this card game 10 times, and he only won once. I whooped him every time but one. We played a lot of 2 out of 3s. And he only ever beat me once in any of the 2 out of 3s. It was brutal. We should really play this scene. It's so fun.
Yeah, I'm down. Game.
But like, so this card game was really fun. And this guy, it was his first convention. He's like a tattoo artist. And he was telling me, and I was like, dude, yeah, it looks cool. The art looks fun. Tell me about your game that you designed. And he's like, I'm using a lot of different elements from everything else. It's like a lot of puns. It's a lot of my own art. Yeah, and then I got this really sick. No. they had people that get tattoos at shows. It seems like such an unsanitary place to get a tattoo. I'm sure they have a ton of stuff in mind to do it, but I feel like you get a tattoo day one of a show, now you're just walking around kind of in pain. Like, I don't know. I don't know how tattoos work. Never had a tattoo. But anyways, this guy was like a tattoo artist. And if you look at his Instagram feed, it's like literally all tattoo art, and then not until just earlier this year does he have anything about this game. This was his first gaming convention. He sold out on all the decks that he brought. Yeah,
nice. Dude,
so
that's sick.
I dropped a ton of cash on his booth. I bought some stickers. I bought that like really beat up action figure that got super messed up going through the airport. But that's like a little Waffle Kiss action figure that's like just beat to crap. But it's like fun. And he's got like all sorts of...
I thought this was like old.
It looks old, right? That's like new.
This looks like something that you would find in Rainbow Sports Cards like 20 years ago, which is a local game.
Right? It super looks like that, doesn't it? Like, it just looks like it's from 2005. You know?
Yeah.
It just looks
kind of getting Waffle Crisp vibes.
It is. Oh, dude, totally. And so, like, I just loved his vibe. I loved his game. He was talking about it. And I'm just like, yeah, dude, I'm going to support the dream. So dropped a hundo there. Bottom. Yeah, dude. Oh, 98. Hey, good year.
Yeah.
Shout out, man. And so, yeah, like, that was a lot of fun just playing that game with Alec. Another booth, the Japanime booth, I bought a mech game at, and this guy was like, hey man, how about I do like 1 minute elevator pitch? And I'm like, okay. And then I got out my phone, put on a 1 minute timer, and he was like, oh, and by the way, I made this game. Like, this is like my game that I designed. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because honestly, the game, I didn't really want to buy it. And I was like, I like mechs and I like mech anime and all that stuff. This isn't, and then he like talked about it and I'm like, okay, yeah. Then I saw that like the dice in the game were just normal D6s that had cool logos on them. And I was like, oh, so even if I hate this game, I have cool Heroclix dice.
I get dice.
I get the dice, huh? And then
you sell me on the game that I don't want. I receive dice.
Exactly. And then like after talking with him, he was like, oh, so like, where are you from? Because his name was Breeze. Like, that was his real name. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Calder. And he's like, wow, where's that come from? I'm like, oh, I'm from South Dakota.
Wow, we're birds of the same feather.
And, yeah, dude. But then he said like, oh, dude, South Dakota, have you been to like Wall Drug before? And I'm like, dude, this guy knows.
Yeah.
As soon as he said like he knew things in South Dakota, I was like, all right, I'll give you $60 for your game. Even if I hate it, I get dice and you're a cool guy.
I actually just had a coworker who was driving out to, I think it was like Portland.
Okay.
And she was driving through. She's like, have you ever been to like Deadwood? I'm like, yes, I've been to
Deadwood.
Deadwood. I was like, I lived in that state for 20 some years. Like, come on. She's like, it's actually really cool. Like, I could see myself living out here. And then later in the night, she's like, I don't know. You
don't want to live in South Dakota. Sorry.
No, you don't.
You just, not in Deadwood.
It's just funny how like
there's not a whole lot to do in Deadwood besides
it is. Like, have I been to Deadwood? It's like have you been to one of the 3 places?
Yeah.
Have you been to Mount Rushmore?
Of course.
Yeah.
Like more times than I can remember, honestly.
Oh.
Been there like 10, 15 times probably.
I think I've been there 4 times.
4 times? Been there a lot.
Honestly, pro tip, like go see Crazy Horse.
Oh, way cooler.
Way cooler. Because you can get up close to that.
Yeah, you can go onto the
You
mountain.
can go all the way up to the trail and like you can stand, a foot away from the face if you want to, and
You
like,
can see them
dude,
carve it. Like
I'm
they do
smaller
blasting.
than like the nostril
Yeah.
of the face. It's crazy, dude. So yeah, if you go out there,
yeah, it's General Crazy Horse or Chief Crazy Horse. He's pointing with
supposed
like
to be-
his horse,
yeah,
and then his side profile. I'm like, dude, that's so ambitious, it's so cool. And the fact that it's not government funded at all, it's all donations and everything. Which
they've
just
refused
rules.
money from the government.
Exactly. They
Governments
specifically
try to get
refuse
involved.
money,
They're like, no way. Grassroots movement,
which is like, baller.
it's super cool.
It's really cool.
And like Mount Rushmore is also amazing. It's just when you go there, if anyone here decides to, like, don't plan a day around it because the touristy stuff around Mount Rushmore is like the worst.
Dude, it's like there's
Animatronic
videos.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, it's
go
like,
see the mountain and then get out of there. Go see Crazy Horse.
You can probably
and then leave.
Yeah,
Get
you
out.
can
Go to
do
the
everything
Badlands.
you want to do in Mount Rushmore in like 2 hours. If you want to walk up close to it on those hiking paths or those trails, and then you can like kind of look at it. If it's the 4th of July, if it's Memorial Day or any other like patriotic-esque holiday, they will do fireworks or a light show.
Yeah.
And then that's cool. But really, it's like you look at it, and especially if you've been there a lot of times, it's like, it's still here.
Yeah.
It's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, dudes died to make that. Like,
maybe you can get like a set of
insane.
binoculars too and like get a nice zoom
maybe
in
not
on
to
it.
use
That's
the
actually
quarter
kind
things.
of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. And then I guess if you want to go in there and have some Thomas Jefferson flavored vanilla ice cream, that's real. That's
Thomas
like his
Jefferson flavor.
No, stop. Sorry, it tastes like Thomas Jefferson.
You get electrocuted.
Electrocuted.
Sorry, I think Ben
Ben
Franklin.
Franklin.
I was making fun
This
of
is
you,
this is Thomas Jefferson.
and then I made fun of myself. by
It's
being an
Thomas
idiot.
Jefferson's recipe for vanilla ice cream. Like it's his recipe for
I
vanilla
want
ice
the
cream.
Thomas Jefferson flavored.
Bring out the Thomas Jefferson
This
flavor.
tastes like an old man.
He made the swivel chair. Well, yeah, I'm like trying to think of like what you could say it tastes like. Oh, it tastes like Monticello swivel.
You're just sitting in. Wow, it's
Like that's
it's
it?
like I'm really at the Mount Rushmore right now.
But yeah,
So
Crazy Horse
dumb.
though has this big museum with full of Native American art, which is really cool from all sorts of different tribes around South Dakota and then even outside of South Dakota, which is really neat.
The museums around it were really
I
cool.
love the museums. Yeah.
Like, oh well, you know what? That's enough about. How did we get there?
Talking about origins, and the guy was from like the guy wasn't from South Dakota, he'd been through South Dakota. Anyways, I bought this game, which I could go get, but yeah, it's a cool game. So, man, what are Heroclix? Sorry, Scanty. Sorry that we're human beings that talk about
It's a late night hang.
other
man.
things every once
late
in a
night hang.
while.
Being from SoCal, only people living on the coast sound
Oh,
like
is
that.
it?
If you go 30
Is the
miles
sound
inland,
gone?
everyone has a country accent. Yeah, you can say that, but in my head, I so thought Ian was gonna bring in Joker's art for a brief pause of this.
Dude. Ooh.
And here's Joker's art.
That's a good question. Who is your Mount Rushmore of Heroclix champions?
Oh,
So you have to choose people with a dominating presence in the game. So number one, Isaac Arnold Berkowitz is the George Washington, easily.
I mean, the
It
guys,
has to be.
Michael Jordan, Tom Brady,
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, Jack Nicholson, Wayne Gretzky. There's nobody close to Isaac.
Your mic's red. Your mic died.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Lovely.
we're gonna have to be like that or something. I don't know. I assume it's.
I think I'm still good.
Oh, is it really? Oh wow. Okay, never mind. It's like red, but okay.
Yeah.
But yes, the Wayne Gretzky, the everything, the Tony Hawk of skateboarding.
Yeah, there's nobody.
No, we're saying champions, Ryan DeBall. I don't think Scott Porter's not a champion of anything. But champions. We're talking about like players. Isaac Arnold Berkowitz.
Isaac has to be.
100%.
He's number one. If
Yeah.
if you're a player and you're putting yourself in the same conversation as him, I'm just gonna flat out say no.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that's
just
how
no.
good Isaac is. No. you're
Ironically,
not.
It's so funny. Earlier today, someone came up to me while I was at work, and he said, "Hey, am I alone in this? Like, how do you feel about underdogs?" And I'm like, everybody loves a good underdog story.
Duh.
But then he said, "Nah, dude, I'm tired of seeing all these new names. I want a dominating person for like 10 years." I'm like, it is cool to follow somebody's like fight.
But everyone hates it.
But no, everybody gets tired of that guy. Like, you just
The
want a
worst
winner to
era
keep
of
winning.
basketball was when it even my mom could tell me who's going to be in the finals
Now-
this year. Oh, LeBron James and Steph Curry.
I will say, the only time it's interesting, like in order to have a good underdog,
Watching
you do
the Patriots
need,
win for
but-
20
oh,
years.
that sucks, right? Yeah, it's not
Awful.
fun. But in order to be able to root for an underdog, there has to be someone with a. You can't just have a new underdog every year.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so you want someone to have a good, consistent record, and then you want to see people like beat that person. Like, that's what makes it interesting. You know? So it's kind of cool. It's like when the Chiefs started beating the Patriots. Right now, the Chiefs are kind of like the
most insufferable dynasty of all time.
Awful.
I
truly,
hate them.
truly awful.
Truly,
but
if you're
now,
a Kansas City Chiefs fan,
that's why
sorry.
it makes it cool when someone does beat the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, but I know what you're saying.
You know what? I know. Maybe don't necessarily take it in the terms of Chiefs.
I know.
Patriots or
I know what you mean. You're
but,
totally
okay,
right.
Yeah.
Seeing the Eagles rematch him and stomp him out was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, you do need a dominating force to have a great underdog. 100%.
Okay.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah. But anyways, so as far as like Heroclix goes, I think someone you always, just Isaac on Berkowitz instantly for a champion.
Indefinitely. Like, you cannot argue that. Personally, I'll throw this one out there. I think George Massey.
I was going to say George Massey next as well.
The guy won Worlds, made Black Adam, went back the next year and got second with it. That's as baller as it gets.
That's cool.
That's so baller. You can't. That's a hard accolade to touch. And then I'd say though, like George Massey, I think is already interchangeable just because like more recently, he places in top, but he hasn't really won anything.
Yes.
But he also doesn't play as much. George is off doing his own thing at the moment, and we salute him for that. I don't know. Will he come back? I think so. I think in a more limited capacity.
I'm trying to think.
See. Ben Chung made the scariest figure ever in Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, dude. So Ben Chung, George Massey, Isaac. I'm cool with this list, and it can be interchangeable.
It doesn't have to be Ben Chung. I'm just throwing names out.
No, but like name what other championship figure was as nearly like half as dominating as that Nightcrawler, right?
I mean, who's been as dominant of a player as Isaac? Like, is there anyone? I mean, we could pull up Bill's ELO list and just start looking at names.
The thing I don't love
Nobody wins like Isaac does.
That's what I'm saying, is there's no one who's as consistent. I love Joseph Harrison. I love Dylan Casabon.
Honestly, let's just spin this into a new thing.
Sure.
The new era of players in like Dylan Casabon.
Oh yeah,
Joe
Pat
Harrison.
Yapoko. Sorry, Pat Yapoko for an old head.
Bad boy.
I think if you went Pat Yapoko, George Massey, Isaac, and then Ben Chung, that's pretty solid Mount Rushmore right there. I don't know who Dan Joyers is.
Dude, that guy won during the Ghost Rider era. He used to wear like a red cap.
Okay.
No, he's probably on there. He's won Worlds,
there?
I think.
Okay, I've never heard.
I think he won Worlds 3 times, 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah, he's an animal.
Oh, then I
met him at the first convention I went to.
Okay.
Because I was playing like the same team as him.
Who's his figure? Who's his champion figure?
He did Mr. Sinister.
Oh, that's who Mr. Sinister is.
And then he did
Dan Joins.
Yeah.
Daniel Joins. Okay. Yeah. Someone said Dan Joyers. That's not it.
It's
Daniel
like
Joins. I've heard of Daniel Joins
yeah.
before then. Yes. Okay. Sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah, he's
Oh, he made the Harley figure too? Oh,
it was Harley. Okay, I wasn't sure if he did Harley because the sculpt didn't really look like him.
Is that Daniel? No, I didn't think that was him. I thought it was somebody else.
I thought it was like Jay. I thought a guy named Jay did Harley Quinn. Either way, Joe Harrison, John Michael DiGiulio, Dylan Casabon, kind of the new juggernauts of clicks. Like those guys have been winning.
Sure, yeah.
They're hard not to root for it.
They are.
I actually messaged Joe this earlier today. I said it's
Jake Williams. Thank you, Emily. It was Jake Williams made Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does not look like Daniel.
Yeah.
In the sculpt.
No, I love the new names.
Maybe we shouldn't be biased as analysts, Calder, but it's hard not to be biased for those boys because they're a lot of fun, and they all play their own. They all play their own game.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's fun to watch them. Fun to watch them ball.
And those are, for the most part, North Carolina boys. At least Dylan Casabon and Joe Harrison are. I don't know where John Michael DiGiulio is, but North Carolina now becoming a staple state in the Heroclix world, if you ask me, kind of like how we see a decent amount of people that are from like the Illinois, Chicago area, and like Nate White, Patrick Frazier. South Dakota is iconic for Lucas, Alex, all these guys. I mean, Alex Mader to an extent, who like was really good at Heroclix already, but like never saw competitive play back in his day when he started. Yeah. And now that he got back into it with, I believe, around Rise and Fall, he's then won CCO and United States Championship.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow. Alex Mader now, there's been some more time from those championships, but still, that's a 2-in-1 year type vibe. So
Alex
Alex Mater
Mater's
is also a name that's maybe
crazy.
not necessarily newer, but for the competitive scene, yes, newer, right?
I mean, the first time he went to Worlds, he's like, I'm just playing Spider-Hulk because I like him.
Thank you.
And the next time he went, he's like, no, I'm playing.
I'm
Now, in the discussion of like,
balling.
like the Mount Rushmore, whenever people talk about athletes, everyone says like, oh, well, like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, you have to put those guys up there. But then there are those wild people who are like, no, like people like Allen Iverson, who was just like stylish player.
Sure.
Never won it all, unfortunately, but he was like the man. So like my Allen Iverson equivalent for this discussion would be Joe Safa.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Joe Alves is the Allen Iverson of Heroclix.
Man.
That guy has style and flair. He's just one of the nicest guys. Like I look forward to seeing him every event. I look forward to seeing his team every event.
There's
We have both
there's
personally
no one
played
else
his
I like
teams
copying teams more from
than Joe.
Joe, man.
Joe is the Allen Iverson of Heroclix for me, where it's like, yeah, he might not be in the discussion of Mount Rushmore, but for like personal Mount Rushmore, easily.
Okay, so like real
hands
talk.
down, Joe Safa's on my Rushmore.
So awesome, man. I mean, if we did personal
I'd give him
Rushmores,
a ring,
personal
can
Rushmores are
have my
different.
championship
Like
ring.
if you said like purely, I mean, and this guy's asking for champions, right? So,
I know Ryan Redman isn't on my personal.
well, he's not a champion of anything, is he?
No, I mean neither. Joe Safa hasn't.
That's what I'm saying. So if we're asking, if we're purely saying champions, like that's why it gets rid of some people. If we're saying players, that's different.
Or Barry Sanders. Yeah.
That's
I don't
not
know what that's
Heroclix
about,
players,
but
right?
sure.
That's not a Heroclix player, right? Oh, okay.
No.
I don't know. I don't know if Barry Sanders.
Barry
is,
Sanders
dude.
is a legend. We're watching Barry Sanders highlights after this. You're gonna see.
What sport is he from?
What sport do you think?
I'm
he's
guessing
from?
basketball.
He's not.
Football.
Football. He's a
Okay,
football guy.
football. Okay.
Barry Sanders has like some.
You said
records.
like 3 basketball names.
That's
That's
fair.
why. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, assume he's basketball.
Maybe if you see him, you'll.
Yeah, dude.
You-
Alex Mater's just a great. I mean, Heroes players in general. And then I always feel like there's been a decent amount of Heroes players that have been in and around championships for a really long time, and they haven't secured it in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't want to necessarily point out any names, but I feel like there's been a really consistent top 16, top 32, where you see a lot of the same names, and it's like they haven't quite landed the boat in a minute, and so I'd be curious to see when that could happen.
Another personal one for me, like no question, another person that, sorry guys, I'm always cheering for. So if you sit across from him, I'm probably cheering for him. Caleb Reddick.
Caleb's such a real one, dude.
Caleb's
I just love
real.
Caleb.
He's another person who plays his own
He's
game.
a cool guy.
Current meta, he's like, well, I'm still gonna do this.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna do my own thing.
He does his own
Love
thing.
Caleb, dude.
He sends me his teams ahead of time sometimes, and I'm like, ooh.
Depending on the team, the Milk Dudster, Jalen
Milk
Major,
Dudster.
dude, I can always rock. When Jalen's playing, when he was playing Ulysses,
His favorite candy is Milk Duds. It's insane.
my teeth hurt talking about it. I got a cavity just.
So yeah, the old milk
Milk Dudster, Milk Dudster, Jalen Major. I like seeing what Jalen cooks up. I love Josiah and Emma. I love their presence at events. They're
So
awesome.
stupid.
Josiah ran the triple motorcycle Ghost Rider team last
that
year,
was
which was really
funny.
cool. And then Emma is always wearing that like some kind of like really ornate dress, which is just like such a unique style. It's just cool to see at events. And then she does well. Like those are really cool Heroclix players. I'm trying to think of more players that I just truly enjoy. And
Devin Owens is from, I think, less of like a player perspective. Like when I was outside of the game and that podcast JSA Clicks first started, I really loved listening to Devin because he looks at the game in a very similar way to me, in just terms of like, I really enjoy like analytics, and he would provide those things for me. So he scratched a very specific itch. And then, I like getting to meet him and also just seeing how he builds and plays. Yeah, Devin.
Devin,
I don't know if he's quite on my Rushmore. Sorry, Devin.
I don't know what's with Canada. What's the deal with Canada? But like, so like Emily, we don't play the same game. I'm convinced. Emily and I don't play the same Heroclix game. Like not even close. Devin doesn't build quite how I like to play.
He just finds crazy.
But he builds cool. He builds cool stuff, right?
He played Rare Miles.
That was neat. That was pretty cool.
And like,
I won't lie. That was
kind
cool.
of worked with him. Like, oh my gosh. So
I think
my
one of my
personal
best, and
Rushmore.
I was telling you this last night because you brought up
John
Unseen. So one of my
like
personal,
unseen.
I would call this a personal least favorite memory of mine is U.S. Nationals 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. For going in for a qualifier, Emily and I are playing, and I like took out most of her team right away. And I was like, oh, I'm totally going to win this. I bodied Vulture. I'm not going to get Vultured, blah, 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 blah. I'm feeling great. She proceeds to just beat me off of almost purely unseen ID call-ins. And I like ID cards. I was never totally against them. I was a big Alpha Strike guy, so I liked Sand Cap, so I liked ID cards to an extent, right? Even when ID cards were really new, I loved Subterfuge Lex Luthor and playing an ID card team like that. But Emily, like, almost purely beating me with Nick Fury, unseen, calling in ID cards. I was like, I hate them. I can't stand them, dude. This dude has, like, no attack, no damage, but he's 60 whatever points, so he can just call in Wolverine and wreck me.
It could be worse. You could
That was pretty bad.
You could lose 3 state tournaments playing the same team, Ultra Chase Thanos, to the same person.
Oofta. I didn't do
ID
that.
card Collins, Lucas Van Holland. He literally denied me winning a states 3 times.
One of my favorite state wins / one of my least favorite state losses are both against you. And that was on the way to be the 2017 South Dakota State champion, which I eventually won. You were playing a Black Panther team, weren't you? Or we were on a Black Panther.
Yeah, that's like the first time I met you.
Yeah, and like that was a tough game.
Crit missed on my Groot retell.
Yes, dude. Crit missed on the Groot retell, and then
You came
I had
across,
a really good
missed every rollout.
Yep.
I'm just like, all right, dude, it's that kind of game. I was like, I can't even be mad.
And that was such a fun game.
It was fun, honestly.
And then the states
it's on YouTube too.
The states in 2020 or 2021 or whatever it was, where I made the freaking paparazzi, and then I got vultured, and I was like, no, why?
My favorite part of that match. So back
brutal.
in the trouble alert.
You might have to hit me with the blue, dude.
Trouble alert, trouble danger, whatever. Your glasses. Right?
Where is it? Oh, okay.
Calder came in. So I was playing some degenerate team.
Oh, dude. Oh, I know what you're going to talk about.
This was awesome.
Go for it, man.
So Calder's playing Super Scrolls with Josiah X. The main thing is that he could reduce pen. So I had to get rid of
Super Senses, shape change.
I had to get rid of his Josiahs across the map. Calder just decided to make paparazzi bystanders the midpoint of the map, which allowed me to TK out Vulture. Vulture charge flurries, kills 2 paparazzis, goes all the way across the map, kills Josiah X. And now I can do my degenerate stuff of just spin ring free damage. So Calder has a way, like he has his like final out in the game. Like if he hits this, he could come back. So he goes in, energy explodes it. I prob it, he misses. He probs it, he hits. I prob it again, he crit misses.
Yeah.
Brings in Black Vulcan, who energy explodes. He crit misses.
It was the worst.
And that was the game. And then that same day, Luke bought a pack of Supernova from Calder and pulled Zombie Colonel America. So the Sioux Falls boys just stunted on
bad
Calder.
day. It was a bad day to be called an S. That like August, September.
But then you got me back in our next states match.
That next year, 2021 Master Mold.
Sky Tyrant v Sky Tyrant.
Sky Tyrant v Sky Tyrant.
And we would have met again in the finals, but my dice just.
Yeah, they.
I needed 4s. Like I had like 4 chances to roll a 4, and I missed all of them. It was just like, all right, sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like don't blame your dice, but sometimes it's literally like I would have done like 10 penetrating damage. So
that was that was such a great day winning that Master Mold tournament.
That
was so fun. And we were both playing copycat, Josapha teams.
We both made like one minor adjustment. I was playing Dark Britain from House of X. And the main reason I did is because I was like, if I somehow win with this, I just want people to start speculating.
Why was this the thing,
I thought he was
a
way
cool,
better.
That was a cool piece. He was like 30 points, charge exploit, yeah.
Charge, flurry, exploit, blades, mystics, reduce pen. I don't know. I liked Dark Britain a lot, but definitely not enough to be like, I'm going to champion
really
this
pushing him, yeah.
The main thing I was doing all day and enjoying was Jason Wingard mind controlling. I don't care what anyone says.
Jason Wingard.
It's as far as competitive play goes, him and like Sakari and Iron Man, I think are like the 2 I've had the most fun with. And Super Rare Flash from Wonder Woman 80.
I just love it, dude. I love Jason Wingard so much. You can be mad at him. You can dislike him. That's fine. I love him.
Yeah, you can dislike him all you want. I'm gonna buy 7 in my car.
He was the coolest bystander generator. Buying 7 Jason Wingards in the Tesla. Chris, I have crit missed 3 times in a row. It was brutal. I think I crit missed the best way you ever could 3 times in a row. There was one game. This was at the Not Nationals events. So it's kind of a precursor to Red, White, and Clicks in a way, I guess. But the Not Nationals event that's like National Guard Armory. I was still playing my Super Scrolls team. It was very similar to what I was playing at States that year. And
See, even when Calder and I didn't know each other, we were still just on that same wavelength of like, yeah, Super Scroll. We liked the same figures.
Cool.
At least competitively, it's yeah, dude.
I made my 3 paparazzi. I made 3 paparazzi, right? I crit missed with all of them. And I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know?
Wow.
It was the stupid, like literally 3 times in a row. This paparazzi in cap, whatever, crit miss. This paparazzi. And the worst part about crit missing with paparazzi is you don't get a call in, a trouble alert, because they're not alive anymore. So that was in person. That wasn't Roll20. And I've never used those dice since. I'm usually not a superstitious dice guy. These were really cool metal Captain America dice. I won them in a raffle. I really loved them. I really like these dice. Crit miss 3 times in a row. I didn't touch that. I've never permanently retired.
I used the same pair of like Black Mystics dice for like a decade.
Yeah.
And I have 9,000 pairs of dice. It's always been that way.
You have so many dice. You have so many good dice too. Which is I'm like, why don't you rotate these in and out more?
Well, at one point there was a guy who sold a bag of like 80 pairs of custom dice for like $40. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy those. Absolutely.
That is tight.
I've had some custom ones made. You know, when we go to a show, I always look for dice.
I promise I was looking for dice for you at this show. There weren't really any, there weren't really any. I was like, what's Ian's vibe?
When you have the collection of dice that I do, it's not easy to add.
Hard to break into, yeah.
Unless you hit up Stan on Facebook. If you guys don't know, Stan Strelkowski on Facebook. He makes the sickest dice. Hands down, my favorites in my collection.
Oh, Stan's the goat. Dice goat.
I need to commission some MF Doom dice from him. Those are probably like the highest on my radar. I need some like Batman dice too,
Mr. Fantastic. Villain, yeah.
Yeah. There is another rapper named Mr. Fantastic.
Is there actually? Oh, wow. Do they just hate each other? They have insane beef?
No, they rap together.
Oh, they did? Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's kind of sick. And then, I don't know. That's probably the pair like that. I do need like what I'd like is like a pair of Batman dice that like just have the cowl on it, like a blue cowl.
Like empty cowl?
As opposed to the logo. Like, I'll be honest, dice with like just like this logo or something on it, that doesn't really do anything for me. I think that's kind of boring.
I'm kind of
I don't own any Batman shirts that are just the logo.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know if you've ever noticed
that is what Jeff would call a That's a classic T-shirt, man.
It's not. No. See, this is a good T-shirt. This is the
Well,
Gray Ghost.
I will say, so like you have like more. That's very unique, like take like, and it's like that's why it's cool, that shirt. I do feel like you have to own. For me personally, not everybody has to own these, obviously, but you've got to own a couple of just Captain America shields. And I have a lot. Some are like scratched up. Some are like melting.
Not for us, but like the Superman logo.
Yeah, right. Ew, gross, Superman, because he's the worst. But like that is like a classic T-shirt, right? Just the Superman logo. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. No. And 90% of people that wear just a Superman logo T-shirt don't understand the character, which also really bothers me. They just think, I'm Superman.
They bought it at Kohl's.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's like fake fan number one. Like, I could just write you off right away if you're just wearing a Superman shirt. I'm just like, you don't know probably anything about comic books. When you're wearing a shirt like that, when it's like niche, when it's like, dude, that's the Gray Ghost. You have to know your stuff.
Yeah, dude.
To have a Gray Ghost T-shirt.
Do you know who voice acted the Gray Ghost?
I believe I do. Isn't it Adam West?
It is Adam West.
Yeah, it is Adam West, yeah.
Super cool.
That's really sick.
Yeah, I like shirts like this. I like the more deep cut stuff. The only like logo shirt I have is actually just Dr. Fate's helmet. That's the only one.
That's pretty sweet.
I recently got like a Silver Surfer shirt. Haven't worn that one out yet. I don't know. Every now and then I'll just throw like, I'll go to a few different sites and I'll just buy like 4 or 5 shirts and just be like, yeah.
I'm kind of itching to do that. I've
got a John Wayne one in my cart right now that's insanely hard.
I like that. That's sick, dude.
Well, what's the chat talking about?
What are we talking about? It's like 11 o'clock.
My friend bought me a dice jail.
Those are pretty cute.
That's what you get for using metal dice, honestly.
Oh, whatever, bro.
Kind of.
No.
I like metal dice too, but I don't like using them.
They're so baller to roll. Come on, some weight.
I have a couple metal dice.
Some weight in your attack rolls. That's so sick. Sorry, dude. Don't be.
Evil Dead dice would go hard. You have Evil Dead dice.
I do have Evil Dead dice.
I have under the TV, are they not? Oh, those are from a different game.
Oh, those are the Zombicide dice.
Yeah,
those are cool too.
Are?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the Evil Dead dice I have were given me by Mike Eskew. Also, just top player, friendly guy. Love Mike Eskew.
Oh, yeah.
That's got to be a shout out for just overall friendly, awesome players to just chat with.
I do like Michael Eskew a lot.
I love Michael Eskew.
He'll spill the beans on what he's doing.
Oh yeah,
I always
brother.
appreciate that. He's
He'll
like,
let you
yeah,
know
I'm
what he's
confident enough in
cooking.
my play to be like,
which I appreciate.
here's
about
what's going
him a lot.
on. Yeah, no, that rocks.
He gave me some really cool Evil Dead dice that are apparently made from leftover wood from like the cabin, which is really neat. And then I want to get some Evil Dead dice that have like S-Mart on them, or just have like a chainsaw, like shotgun, like something like this.
So you said you like weight in your dice?
Oh, dude, no, not the big dumb rat. What is the cosmic berry dice? What are these? Wild berry.
Wild berry pop
Pop-Tart dice,
you think
dude.
You can just,
Sorry,
dude.
dude.
Me rolling them. A 7, that's a re-roll because
That's-
doesn't dictate high or low.
I can't, dude. These are just
6?
oof. I don't know, Ian.
Yeah, the story behind after I bought these, I think I spent about $30 on these, maybe 25.
Guys, these are ridiculous. These are the you rolled these.
But I was calling them the Wild Berry Pop Tart dice, and when we got back, my brother saw those like those are like a Wild Berry Pop Tart, and Calder's just like, "Shut up!" Like, no, shut up. That is not.
That blew my mind. I was like, "You kidding?" Yeah, when he said that, I was like, "Dude."
Us Eggleston bros, different wavelength, bro.
Jeez,
4.
dude, these are not rolling well. How many times you roll? You rolled
I
twice?
rolled 1. No, I rolled a 7, so it's a re-roll.
okay.
Because you got to dictate.
Sure.
7 doesn't tell you high or low. Yeah, I love these though.
A favorite.
Honestly, this is kind of my Batcave decoration. This is
That
my,
is
this
true.
Is my
That is like
giant
an Ian Batcave.
just
Dude.
up on the shelf right there.
The another
these
like
back.
just talking about rolling dice and just doing dumb stuff. Before we went live and hung out and played our 2v2 game, which was a blast. I really enjoyed that. Alec, Ryan, Oliver, and I, we were all just rolling dice, being like, all right, if I roll this. But Oliver would say, if I roll in anything, you have to do this. I'm like, Oliver, it's not how it works. You can't just say roll anything. It's like, no, dude, crit miss or crit hit or like.
That just sounds like a good negotiator.
Call the
to
number
me.
and it's like, okay, if I roll in anything, you have to give me your next chase. I'm like, no, what, huh? He's just a master negotiator, dude. But yeah. Whoa. Simian levels of buffoonery happening at work right now.
Didn't work.
Simian level. Oh, dude, that was gonna hit in the eye. We got to see a replay. I gotta look at the replay of that.
Just goofing around.
I gotta see how badly did I.
Wow, that was a dead shot.
Sorry, dude, that was going right for my face, dude. That's
Crit
terrifying.
hit, yeah,
dude,
double 6.
bro, that's terrifying.
You might as well use fuzzy dice from your rear view mirror.
Those
Aren't
big
those
ones?
Illegal?
Yeah.
Aren't those
They're
illegal
not.
to hang from your?
They are. They obstruct your view. It's illegal to hang
Garbage.
stuff from your mirror, but like I don't think anyone ever gets pulled over for it. I think cops would be like, "Quit hanging your necklace and your this and your graduation little tassel or your whatever else. Like, quit it. Stop it."
When I got my first car,
know?
I wanted to get some like fuzzy dice for it. My parents were like, "No, like we're not gonna allow
So
you to
tacky.
be that stupid publicly."
That's so
But the thing
funny.
is, it was never because it's like, "Oh, I think that's cool." It's like for the sake of irony.
Yeah, it
You
was
know,
because
never.
it's ironic. It's bad.
It was
like,
never, yeah. It's never a search to be
So funny.
like Johnny Bravo. It was more so like, how funny is it to act this way?
Dude.
And there goes my mic. My mic is now dead.
Oh, okay. Yep, it is dead. Well, I think it's probably a good time to end. I mean, it's like 11 o'clock at night. We do have 30 people in here, which rules. But guys, I hope you enjoyed some of the Heroclix talk
Yeah.
that we were doing. I thought we had a great live
Hope you
stream.
enjoyed the Mountain Dew review.
Yeah.
Thanks
Even
for
though we
sticking
hit an
around.
all-time low during that segment of
We
the live
lost
stream.
half of you guys.
Which was like, by the way, let's all be appreciative of the Mountain Dew review because like that's what kind of even made us want to go live in the first place.
It is.
We were already like thinking about going live, and they were like, "Dude, we got to
Then we're
taste
gonna
test some
do the
dews."
review.
Yeah. So
If
really,
you guys want to recap on that, as you can see by how much we drank, this
That's
one
true.
was
That's
very
the
much
proper
the
rating.
winner. Overdrive it honestly just kind of tasted like Mountain Dew from what I remember.
it was a letdown.
This one was, a citrus punch. I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah.
here in the Dial H studio. It's been a hot minute, and so it was great. Stay tuned on the Dial H YouTube channel. Ian will be talking about the Batcave here eventually. All right, guys.
Tomorrow, probably.
From behind you,